Alrighty, welcome back everybody to our latest severe weather coverage. We are doing emergency live coverage as we have 6 tornado warnings in effect in both we're talking about Louisiana and Mississippi, sorry. Both Hattiesburg and as well as going further to the north near I-59 are included in a single tornado warning. That's Laurel and Hattiesburg. And then we have more tornado warnings and a huge slew of tornado warnings in effect in Louisiana. So I want to begin with what's happening right now in Louisiana because
a new tornado warning has been issued.
We have several tornado warnings. We're at 7 tornado warnings now. We have basically, a line of tornado warnings stretching from the Gulf Coast all the way back into southern Mississippi. 7 tornado warnings in effect. I want to begin with Louisiana. We have an ongoing area of strong rotation right now that is located near Lewisburg and Mandeville. This is moving towards the Southeast Louisiana State Hospital. If you are in this tornado warning, you need to be in your safe place immediately. Get away from windows and get on the lowest floor possible and get to an interior room of your home or building. This area of rotation is pretty strong right now. It is moving directly towards Interstate 12. And again, the Southeast Louisiana State Hospital is in the path of this area of rotation. Further to the north, we have a lot of QLCS tornado spin-ups. What that means is that there is a line of thunderstorms capable of producing embedded tornadoes. And we have several of those happening right now near Abida Springs. We just had a tornado moments ago north of Abida Springs near the Waldheim area. And there's now several different little areas of rotation here. And I'm going to go back just a few frames here so you can see that. But this was just moments ago. We did have a tornado on the ground north of Waldheim. This tornado warning is currently a confirmed tornado warning, even though we think this tornado has now lifted. But if there is a tornado, it is heading towards Bush, Sun, and also Tallahassee here in far eastern parts of Louisiana. So if you're in any of these 3 different tornado warnings that you see here on your map, there's 5 here, but the 3 in the middle here, you need to be in your safe place because we have several different areas of rotation that are capable of producing a risk of a tornado. We also have a tornado warning for the Bogalusa area. This is going to be right along the Mississippi and Louisiana border, just to the south of Ornado. So if you're in Bogalusa, you need to be in your safe place. That rotation has been a little bit stronger here over the last few minutes. You can see that area of rotation. It is just to the south of Rio, and it's going to be approaching Henley Field and then Mill Creek in Mississippi. They just issued this tornado warning a moment ago, and I think that one is probably the most concerning pocket of rotation that we currently have right now. We also have tornado warnings back up in Mississippi. They just issued a new tornado warning for Hattiesburg, Laurel, and also Ellisville. This is a very weird looking area of storms on velocities, and the main reason why is because the storms here are very contaminated. Again, this is kind of a weird radar site that we're looking at, but all of these storms right now are rotating. We have 3 different storms, really. We got one down near Hattiesburg, we got another one near Ellisville, and then another one near Laurel. All 3 of these are rotating, so if you're in any of these 3 storms here, anywhere near them, you need to be in your safe place. They just issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Waynesboro and New Augusta, so that's going to be far southeastern Mississippi, as there is a significant swath of wind coming. They did put a tornado possible label on this. They have issued a severe warning here for 70-mile-per-hour damaging winds. So if you're in Waynesboro, New Augusta, Richton, or Beaumont, we should be away from windows and on the lowest floor possible as this line of thunderstorms continues to race to the east. But again, several areas of rotation with this line, and it's obviously a very populated area that we're talking about. Hattiesburg, there's a lot of people that live here. This is what it looks like out in Hattiesburg right now. This is, again, live on the Radar Omega Cyclone Port, and notice how windy it is right now. We just had our area of rotation go right over Hattiesburg just a moment ago, and so if there is a tornado, it will now be going further to the east, and it will be moving towards the Barrontown, Macedonia, and Runnelstown areas, also near Good Luck, Mississippi. So if you're in any of those places, you need to be making sure you're in your safe place right now. Again, we have 7 tornado warnings, all of which are in Mississippi and also Louisiana. Also, we do have a damage report that has just come out. This one is going to be back over in this is going to be in Belleville, I think, or Bellevue, Mississippi. Multiple trees are down on Highway 589 and also Highway 98. This is associated with our significant swath of damaging winds and possibly even a tornado as well. We are now still sitting at 7 tornado warnings. They just downgraded the tornado warning that was confirmed over here near Sun. It is no longer a confirmed tornado. It's back down to radar indicated just to the south of Sun. This is back over to the velocities. Again, we have several areas of rotation right now. They're all stretching basically from Laurel, Mississippi, all the way down towards the Gulf Coast. Over the last few minutes, we've seen a little bit of a broadening of rotation on that storm near the Mandeville area. It was a little bit stronger just a few moments ago. If we go back a few scans, you can see it was a much stronger area of rotation over Lewisburg. May have had a brief tornado in Lewisburg in Louisiana. The last few scans, it's gotten broader. However, I want to keep a really close eye on this little area of rotation just offshore. This right here is moving towards Lacombe and Ozone Woods and the Bunfuka area. This is, again, right along the Gulf Coast heading towards Slidell. This will be the next area to watch for. There's a broad area of rotation that is going to try to produce, I think, a tornado as it eventually comes back on shore. So that is another storm that we need to really keep a close eye on for. But again, several areas of rotation right now, all of which are moving across eastern Louisiana and southern Mississippi. It's turned into a pretty dangerous last couple of hours. I know we left for like an hour, and I would have been live again. I didn't realize we had a PDS tornado warning just north of a mite. There was a tornado on the ground for a few minutes. I don't know if it really met PDS criteria, but there was at least one tornado confirmed not too long ago, and that one ended up producing at least some tree damage from a possible tornado north of a mite. And again, I would have been live for that. I was unfortunately already at a restaurant. I was literally sitting down. I wanted to get dinner. I thought we were going to be kind of done at least with a significant tornado threat. We're obviously not. We have 7 tornado warnings right now. And again, if you are in any of these tornado warnings, we need to be seeking shelter, staying away from windows, being on the lowest floor possible, and getting to the most interior room of your home or building. To give you an idea of how powerful these storms are, you see all these polygons right here? These are all power outages that have been ongoing over the last hour. And the darker the color you see, the darker red that you see, the orange, the yellow, those are more numerous to widespread power outages that we have. And even over here in Lawrence County, there's over 70% of people without power right now due to these storms. So again, the number of power outages has been increasing over the last few hours here in southern Mississippi and Louisiana. This is one heck of a line of storms, guys. I mean, this is not just something that's knocking down a couple of trees and a few tree branches. We got trees coming down everywhere. We got power going out everywhere too right now in southern Mississippi and eastern Louisiana. If you are in these areas or out in front of the line, make sure that you have flashlights ready to go and have closed-toed shoes ready to go, especially if you're under a tornado warning tonight. This is knocking out power, guys, in a lot of places. I mean, we have over 30,000 people without power just in southern Mississippi right now. We obviously have a lot of tornado warnings. I do want to quickly touch on this little storm that is developed in Alabama. This is near Butler. This is a little discrete cell. There's been some broad rotation on this for the last really 20 to 30 minutes. Hasn't produced a tornado yet, but it is moving towards Sweetwater. It is a discrete cell that could produce a tornado risk as it continues to move towards US Highway 43, eventually going towards Linden, Highway 80, Selma. You guys are all going to be in the path of this little discrete cell here. This is the type of storm that could end up producing the risk of a strong tornado. So we need to keep an eye on this as it continues to lift to the northeast. It'll be moving towards Marion, Selma, and then eventually going towards Montgomery. We just got a new mesoscale discussion from the Storm Prediction Center. This one's going to be across eastern Louisiana and far southern parts of Mississippi, southwestern Alabama. Occasional brief tornadoes and locally damaging winds will remain possible with clusters of storms overspreading the area between midnight and 2 in the morning, at least through midnight to 2 in the morning. So this severe weather threat that we have right now here in the deep south isn't really going anywhere. It's going to continue for the next few hours. There will continue to be tornadoes. There will continue to be the potentially some damaging winds and probably damaging winds that will knock out power, as we are already seeing. All right, let's go back down to our tornado warnings here in far eastern Louisiana. We're going to go ahead and go over to our reflectivity here. It looks like it is bugged. Let me go over to here. So again, we still have multiple areas of rotation that we're talking about right now. We have one that is right now near Mandeville. Just to kind of give you a perspective of where this is, it is right along the Gulf Coast. So this is near Mandeville and Lacombe going towards Slidell. There's a broad area of rotation that's basically flirting with the Gulf Coast that is moving towards Slidell right now. This could end up becoming tornadic as it eventually moves towards Slidell. So if you're over in Slidell, we need to be staying weather aware. Same thing with Pearl River. We have an area of broad rotation. This is where we did have a confirmed tornado just to the north of St. Tammany Corner, northwest of Hickory. This could start to wrap up and also produce a tornado. So we definitely need to keep an eye out on that. And then there's another area of broad rotation that is moving over the Mississippi River Valley now. So this is approaching Henley Field and Mill Creek in far southern parts of Mississippi. It will be approaching Ellis Field, which is a small airport. We also have a couple more areas of rotation, one of which is west of Poplarville. That is currently moving moving its way into far western Mississippi now. So that's just about to cross over in the Mississippi River Valley. This is what live radar looks like right now. Again, long line of thunderstorms. A lot of these storms right now are producing these little embedded circulations that could lead again to a couple of tornadoes. There's lots of lightning and once again producing a lot of wind damage right now. They do have a large severe thunderstorm warning for this entire area in eastern Louisiana for 60 to 70 mile per hour winds with a tornado possible tag on the entire thing too. If you're back down in New Orleans, if you're over in New Iberia and Franklin, we also have a large line of storms here. Though this has not been as tornadic as what we're looking at back off to the north, there is definitely a lot of wind that is currently moving through. And there's a real possibility that as this line continues to move to the south and east, we may get an isolated tornado threat even over near the New Orleans area. So we need to keep an eye on this line of storms moving towards LaPlace, New Orleans, Hanville, and as well as Kenner. We are back down to 5 tornado warnings, which honestly is not really much of a downgrade compared to what we had before. Let's go back over to the tornado warning here in far eastern Mississippi. The last few radar scans are showing our main area of rotation now approaching Waynesboro. So if you're over in Waynesboro, Mississippi, we need to be ready to go to our safe places. 70 mile per hour damaging winds and rotation is currently moving towards you guys. This is right along US Highway 84 moving eastbound. So that'll be going in the direction of US Highway 45 and also 145. There's still a large tornado warning though for all Hattiesburg, Fox, Laurel. All of you guys are still included in a tornado warning. I think in Hattiesburg, you got about 5-10 minutes until we are probably all clear. Again, wait until the tornado warning officially ends for your area, but the main area of rotation is beginning to move off to your east now. You can kind of see the little hook that's extending back down towards the west side of New Augusta. That's on US Highway 98. That'll be moving towards Richton and then eventually going towards Grafton over the next few minutes. We also have that damage report coming out of Belleville, and I think we just talked about that, but multiple trees are down on the west side of town. Again, the power outage map, we have power outages almost everywhere right now. If we take off radar real quick, this is what it looks like for power outages. I mean, all these boxes right here. We got over in Jefferson Davis County, a little over 40% of people without power. Lawrence County has over 70% without power. Almost every single county right now in southern Mississippi has a good 20 to 40% of people without power right now. The power outage numbers are crazy high with the line of storms like this. This isn't something that you see too often, is having almost widespread power outages from a line of thunderstorms. You only usually see this with like a derecho or a really significant line of storms. And this is obviously significant because we are seeing and experiencing dozens and dozens of counties right now with at least numerous to widespread power outages. So this is definitely a pretty significant line of storms right now. Back over to live radar. Once again, we are watching the storm near Mandeville for a potential tornado risk. This storm is again right now flirting with the Gulf Coast.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
I'm going to go to this tornado warning. We have a new tornado warning in Waynesboro. We were just talking about you guys. If you are on the north side of Waynesboro, you need to be seeking shelter immediately, getting away from windows, get on the lowest floor possible, and get to an interior room of your home or building. This is just to the south of Shibuya. It is heading in the direction of Gilberttown in Alabama and Salas as well in Alabama. This area we have covered probably 3 times, and I'm not saying this to scare anybody, but we've covered this area probably 3 times, specifically Waynesboro. And I think every single time we've covered Waynesboro for a tornado event, there's almost always been a tornado here. So, it might just be coincidence, but if you are on the north side here of Waynesboro, definitely treat this warning seriously because there is a real possibility that this could drop a tornado as it goes along and just to the north here of US Highway 84, eventually approaching US Highway 45, moving towards the Matherville area. So Matherville is going to be eventually in the path of this here over the next several minutes. By the way, if we have live cameras anywhere near these storms, just swap them out. Louisiana, we could use too. Slidell area, we probably put a camera or 2 up there. You can switch out any slot. It's fine. All right, let's go back down to the south. I want to go back down to our other tornado warnings. This is where we have 4 all lined up right now. The latest radar scan, we have another tightening of rotation now approaching Highway 41. It might not look crazy here, but these are the type of couplets that have already produced tornadoes further off to the west. So we've had a few tornadoes already over the last couple of hours. This is one of those that could try to produce a tornado as well. Let's go ahead and see if there's a debris signature or anything like that. I would guess there's not, and it's not really any sort of debris signature. signature. I'd say that's probably just normal CC radar. We're not looking at any debris yet, but that is a tightening area of rotation that is going towards Nicholson and as well as Picayune here in southern Mississippi. I would not be surprised if we get a new tornado warning for this area of rotation going towards Nicholson in Mississippi in just a moment. A lot of our rotation further to the north near Poplarville is mostly just wind right now. I'm not seeing a whole lot of rotation on this northern segment back over towards Poplarville and right along the Interstate 59 stretch. Southeast of Mandeville in Louisiana, back over towards Slidell and Ozone Woods, we still have this large broad area of rotation that's basically flirting with the Gulf Coast. This one, in my opinion, not too concerning right now, but we are keeping an eye on it. As it continues to move east towards Slidell, there's always a chance it tries to intensify. So I definitely would not let your guard down if you're in Slidell. And again, we'll be live if anything does happen there in Slidell. This storm is quickly moving your direction. I do want to point out all these storms right now across southern Louisiana, they're moving east really quickly, moving east at about 30, 40 miles per hour. So they're going to be moving pretty quickly towards you guys. If you're in Slidell or Picayune, there's no reason really to go to bed right now. Again, we have several tornado warnings in effect, and we will likely continue to see more tornado warnings over the next hour or two as we continue to see these little QLCS tornadoes. Back down towards the New Orleans area, we are mostly looking at outflow dominant clusters of thunderstorms. I don't see anything here that raises my eyebrow and makes me think there's going to be a big tornado here. I don't think that's the case down here near New Orleans, but we do have a large cluster of thunderstorms producing some damaging wind potential and maybe also an isolated brief tornado. But I think for the most part, the tornado risk right now near New Orleans is on the low side of things. I'm not saying it's zero though. So if you're in New Orleans, just continue to stay vigilant and again, have ways to receive alerts because we're watching you guys very closely. We have another damage report coming out of Montpelier, Louisiana, of power lines reported down on Louisiana Highway 43 in northeastern Livingston. That was also from a possible tornado. More damage reports coming out of the Auburn area near Brookhaven and Magnolia. A couple of trees and power lines down across parts of the county. More damage reported also on Highway 570 and Highway 569 and Thompson Road in Smithdale, Mississippi from a possible tornado. And if you guys have any photos or videos, you can send it in to us. It is maxvelocitywx.com. There's also a link down in the description to send us photos and videos. All right, we'll have a new velocity scan in just a second. Once again, we are watching a potential tornado risk right now in a lot of different places. This one north of Louisiana Highway 36 may be, I'm trying to look and see. There is a little CC drop there. That is not a tornado, but there's still rotation on this storm. Let me show you guys the velocities. I'm not updating here. These are the velocities right now. So this is just west of the Picayune area, west of Nicholson in Mississippi. Our main area of rotation right now that I'll be really watching for is actually not tornado warned. That one's going to be going directly towards Picayune in southern Mississippi. So they may end up issuing a tornado warning for that. There's another broad area of rotation near Cyber, Mississippi, and then back down towards Lacombe and west of Slidell. That is still a broad area of rotation that is currently moving towards you guys. So again, still several areas of rotation that we're watching for with all these storms. Back over to the eastern Mississippi storms outside of Hattiesburg. Hattiesburg is really no longer at risk of a tornado. The area of rotation is mostly off to your east now. We do have a tornado warning once again for the north side of Waynesboro. I'd say right now the most concerning storm here in Mississippi is the one near Waynesboro. Rotation's gone a little bit stronger here over the last couple of minutes. It is located near US Highway 84. It is moving directly towards US Highway 45 and again going in the direction of Matherville and then eventually going into western Alabama. So if you're in this tornado warning, continue to stay in your safe place. They have gone ahead and expanded this tornado watch a little further east. Again, includes most of southwestern Alabama for the next 4 hours. I believe this will be going until 2 in the morning. 2 a.m. Central Time. So 2 a.m. Central Time for this tornado watch. And again, the main concern still is that a couple tornadoes are possible. Scattered damaging wind gusts exceeding or around 70 miles per hour are possible. And then some large hail is also going to be a possibility. All right, over the last few minutes, we've been noticing a pretty large downtrend on rotation with these northern storms. There's still some broad rotation on a few of these cells. They've just gone ahead and allowed a few of these tornado warnings to expire at 10 o'clock Central. So the ones that just disappeared off your map, those will be allowed to expire here relatively soon. Back over near Cyber in Mill Creek, this tornado warning is now into Mississippi. I'm not seeing a whole lot of rotation on this storm anymore. That's going towards Hawthorne, McNeil, Tyler, and Millard. Not thinking this is going to get tornado warned again. Most of the wind is pretty weak, and that will probably get a tornado warning. That is pretty strong. Picayune, you need to be ready to go to your safe place. I would assume we're going to get a tornado warning on that. That is a very strong area of rotation that's developing. If we're over at Picayune, Mississippi, we should be getting ready to go to our safe place. There's a pretty strong inflow and a pretty strong area of wind going now away from the radar. I'm not seeing a tornado yet, but this is probably imminent for a tornado. QLCS tornadoes are quick hitting. They can be very quick. They can also, in some cases, be strong. And so
a new tornado warning.
They have gone ahead and issued a tornado warning for this. So that is going to be for St. Tammany Parish in Louisiana, Hancock, and as well as Pearl River counties in Mississippi. So if you are in this pink polygon, we need to be in our safe place immediately. That's a storm shelter, basement, closet, or bathroom. Put as many walls between you from the outside as possible. This is honestly the most concerning area of rotation that we currently have. It's pretty strong just to the west of Picayune, and the latest scan is still showing a pretty strong surge of wind right now going directly away from the radar. So Nicholson going also towards the KMJD Airport, which is on the southeast side of Picayune, and Flat Top. You guys are in the path of this. It's a pretty tiny airport, I think. The Crosby Arboretum, I don't know what that is. Back over to the Walmart Supercenter, Holiday Inn Express and Suites, and also the Encono Lodge. We all need to be in our safe places right now. Again, get to the lowest floor possible and get to an interior room of your home or building. This northern tornado warning will likely be allowed to expire in 3 minutes. We are keeping an eye on some broad areas of rotation near Poplar Bluff. That's going towards Interstate 59, but I don't see much that's too concerning right now. Apparently, the camera on the bottom right. All right, so that camera in the bottom right there, that's going to be on I-59 southbound. That's in the path of this area of rotation going towards Picayune. So we're going to keep an eye on that. And then back down towards Lacombe. This is right along the Gulf Coast. Again, we still have a broad area of rotation that's heading directly towards Slidell. I want to remind you, if you're in Slidell, continue to stay here. Stay weather aware. If you have friends or family here, make sure that they're aware of this too. There's still some broad rotation right now with this storm. And again, this is currently tracking to the east-southeast. It's basically paralleling almost the Gulf Coast right now. So there is still an isolated chance there for a tornado. Again, we have two other tornado warnings. We got one near Waynesboro. Strongest area of rotation is going to be moving towards Shibuya. But I want to stay on this storm. We're going to have a new radar scan in a moment. They have the radar updating like every 2 minutes. Picayune is a pretty populated area. Let me get the exact population number here. We are looking at about 20,000 people inside of this tornado warning. And again, the rotation is pretty strong right now. The one near Slidell is for about 17,000 people, but the rotation's not as strong as this one. So we are just waiting for the next radar scan. Right now on the velocity scale, this is about a 6 on the scale. So we're talking about medium rotation, moving right now towards Interstate 59. Brand new radar scan is now coming in. So it's sweeping around, and we'll see what the velocities look like. Thank you, Lee, for the 10 gifted memberships. Thank you, Rob, for becoming a member. Keep in mind, by the way, guys, it's 10 o'clock. I mean, there might be people sleeping out here. So, I mean, if we, in the case we do get any tornadoes on the ground or even close to it, I would definitely recommend, you know, if you have friends or family, make sure that they're aware of this. Give them a call, give them a text. Because, again, this is a nocturnal tornado threat. And I kind of assume we might see something like this tonight. But it is now coming to fruition. And the latest scan on this tornado warned cell is showing a pretty pronounced hook echo now off to the west of Picayune. It's not a classic looking one like what we saw, you know, yesterday, for example. This is a bit more embedded in a line of thunderstorms, but the velocities here are still pretty strong. And on top of that, we definitely have a much more defined hook echo. No tornado actively, but if you are in Picayune, Nicholson, Richardson, or Ozona, near Industrial here in far southern Mississippi, we need to be in our safe places in case this thing does produce a tornado. At the bare minimum, we are talking about at least a significant damaging wind threat right now moving into Picayune. Let's go back to the north here while we have a quick second. Back to that Waynesboro tornado warning. This is again over here east of Laurel, Mississippi. Our main area of rotation right now is still a few miles to the northwest of Waynesboro. This is an area that's been hit hard by tornadoes over the last few years. We've covered this area multiple times, and there's almost always been a tornado. This, again, is very contaminated on radar. We don't exactly know how strong the rotation is here, but it is rotating. We have rotation. There is a potential for a tornado heading directly towards U.S. Highway 45, and that'll eventually be moving into Alabama here soon. I'm not sure if they're going to issue a tornado warning to Alabama. It's too early to tell, but eventually, if this were to be continuing as a tornado warning, it would go in the direction of Butler, Sweetwater, Thomasville, and then eventually towards Grove Hill and Coffeeville. So that'd be in far western portions of Mississippi. or Alabama, excuse me. We have an update from yesterday. This is not related to what's happening now, but quick update. The tornado emergency that we had in Knox, Indiana was only rated an EF2 with maximum sustained winds of 115 miles per hour. I say only because I don't think it really hit that much. If it hit more, we would have probably had a much more significant rating or a much higher rating. But that was when we had the large wedge tornado essentially. That was on the ground. And again, that tornado was almost a mile wide, about 1,000 yards wide, which is a lot. So again, that was not a tornado, though, that produced a lot of damage. It was in a fairly rural area. If it hit Knox or hit an actual building, a very sturdy, structurally built building, it would have probably been rated higher. That's how, again, tornado ratings work. It's based off of the damage, not necessarily the wind speeds that we might see on radar or something along those lines. Again, it would have been higher. I'm just saying that, but it did not hit anything, which is good news. Hey, footballer for the sewer chat, how's it going? Yeah, again, don't get too caught up in the rating, though. I do want to reiterate that even if a tornado is rated an EF2, that does not correlate necessarily to what we see also, on radar or anything like that. Like, we've had much more intense tornadoes on radar. We've had, we had gate-to-gate shear of almost 200 miles per hour in Oklahoma the other day, and I think that tornado was like an EF2. So it does happen. All right, brand new velocity scan coming in right now. We got the rapid sweep going around. And we'll see what this storm looks like. Again, Picayune, Mississippi. We need to be in our safe places right now. Rotation was pretty strong a moment ago, and we'll see if it stays that way or not. But right now, this storm is now moving into Picayune, and the latest scan is surging out wind. So this looks like it's now turning into more of a wind threat for Nicholson, Picayune, going towards Flat Top. So that's good news. Not as much rotation here on this latest scan, just south of Ozone. The storm back over to the west of Slidell is mostly just wind as well. So these two different storms that have been rotating for the last several minutes, a lot more concerning about 5-10 minutes ago when it came to rotation. They've definitely broadened out here over the last couple minutes. Let's hope it continues to trend that way. But this line of storms is still going to be capable of producing tornadoes as it continues to track to the east. A little further off to the north and west, we still have several areas of rotation. Again, there's going to be a lot of different areas we're looking at. A lot of these are just embedded circulations in our line of thunderstorms. The main one, though, still remains to be this one near Waynesboro, where there is still a stronger area of rotation that'll be moving towards the Gilbertown area in far western Alabama. And back over in Alabama, this storm right here, we still need to watch closely. This one near east of Butler, it is a little discrete cell that is currently moving off to the north and east. And if it stays discrete, there could be a possibility of an isolated tornado. So if you're over in Linden, near US Highway 80, we'll be watching this storm going towards Linden right now, US Highway 43. This is just west of Sweetwater. Main area of rotation's there. That's not tornado warned right now, but it could get tornado warned down the road. All right, here's a little update on our power outage count. We have, again, about 200,000 people without power in the entire country right now. Mississippi, again, has been hit hard. We are at almost 46,000 customers without power right now in Mississippi. This is all from the line of thunderstorms and the tornadoes that have happened with this line of thunderstorms. Pike County is at number 1 in terms of power outage count at about 6,100 people. Lawrence County is about 4,600 people. Amite, Lincoln, Jones, Jefferson Davis, Hinds, and Covington are all honorable mentions there with a few thousand people without power right now. And you can clearly see where this intense line of thunderstorms has gone and also where the tornadoes have occurred. It is pretty easy to see that here on the map. This over in Louisiana, we have about 48,000 customers without power right now. And all from the damaging winds and also from these tornadoes that have happened with these storms. All right, the latest scan for both of these tornado warnings have gotten a lot less significant. The Picayune one is mostly wind right now. We're talking about damaging winds of around 60 to 65 miles per hour going into Picayune and also near Nicholson. They've just issued a large severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag. This is going to include areas west of Wiggins, so Poplarville, near Picayune. Anyone in this area, stay away from windows, be on the lowest floor possible. 60 mile per hour winds and spin up tornadoes are still possible in this line of thunderstorms. Again, this is currently tracking to the east right now. So that'll be going towards Wiggins, DeSoto National Forest, even over near Gulfport, Biloxi, I think it might be, Biloxi. Also going towards the Bay of St. Louis and Pascagoula. We are all going to have to watch this line of storms over the next hour or two as it continues to approach your area. Mostly a damaging wind threat there right now. We also got to watch this right here near New Augusta. Got a little bit of rotation attempting to develop right now. That is near Belleville. Also going towards New Augusta, Hintonville, McSwain, and Benmore. You guys are in the path of this. There's been a little bit more rotation on this little cell here over the last few minutes. our tornado threat might be increasing a little further to the north right now. Our southern line of storms has definitely weakened over the last several minutes, but further north, we need to watch this area right here. So from Quitman back to Purvis and west of Wiggins, there are several little areas of rotation that are developing. We have breaking news, a report coming out of Bassfield, which is in Mississippi. That's going to be Jefferson Davis County. Multiple trees and power lines are down in Jefferson Davis County. There was also a roof blown off a car wash in Bassfield from a possible tornado. Biloxi. Thank you. I will draw a line real quick for those that are further to the west of this line. If you're back out here to the west, you guys are clear. Obviously, there's been a lot of power outages, but yeah, you're clear back off to the west of that line that I just drew. All right, let's go back to, we got a new radar scan coming out. Wait for that. Once again, we do have 3 tornado warnings in effect. We had about 7 or 8, like 20 minutes ago or 30 minutes ago. We are looking at 3 tornado warnings right now. Again, tornado watch is in effect until 4 a.m. Central Time, or 2 a.m., sorry, Central Time, for Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana. We have 2 tornado warnings right now near the Gulf Coast. And again, almost every storm in this line is rotating to some extent. This is back over to the Picayune storm, and the latest scan still showing rotation. It's just a lot broader right now near Picayune. If we put this on the velocity scale, in my opinion, this is like a 3 or 4. This is not a very strong area of rotation anymore near Picayune. I wouldn't be surprised if they lifted the tornado warning for this area and just let it be replaced by this severe thunderstorm warning, where 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds are the main concern. There's also, again, a tornado possible tag along with that severe warning. Further to the north, I am still really keeping an eye on these little hooks over here east of Hattiesburg. There's still a few areas of rotation that we need to keep an eye on. We got one here west of Richton. We got another one near New Augusta. And these types of storms are going to be the ones that will try to produce these little embedded tornadoes in a line of thunderstorms. So if you're back over near Sand Hill, Richton, Beaumont, New Augusta here in Mississippi, we should be staying weather aware right now, as there's at least some rotation. The storm over here near Waynesboro, if there were to be a tornado, it'd be over here just north of US Highway 84. So that is going to be crossing over US Highway 65 in a moment, and then eventually going towards Tokyo, Gretna, Isny, Emory. All of you guys will be in the path of this storm. Also, if we get more reports, just let me know. This is live inside of the tornado warning, not this one. This camera here, this is live inside of that tornado warning back over near Picayune. We do not have a strong area of rotation anymore, but the wind should be pretty strong in a minute. Again, we're keeping this camera bottom right of your screen. We might have a view of some of the higher winds in a moment. But again, this storm right now is going to be moving through Picayune over the next 3 to 4 minutes. So if you're in Picayune, this is now your time to, again, stay away from windows. This is, I believe, the only camera that is inside of this tornado warning that we have live. There's one more, but I do not think it's working. So there's only one camera here. It's on the south side of Picayune, just north of Nicholson, near the way station. And again, we have a pretty big surge of wind right now. Tornado risk looks to be pretty low. That tornado threat near Slidell has definitely decreased over the last several minutes. Not as much rotation that I am seeing on radar right now. This storm's again moving towards Slidell and Pearlington, but we could always get a storm that tries to rotate here near the Gulf Coast. It happens a lot. We just had a couple attempts of that here over the last several minutes. And back down here near New Orleans, looking at mostly wind right now. I don't see really any definitive areas of rotation. We have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning in Mississippi. That'll be just south of Quitman. That'll be for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. So that is tracking towards Needham over in far western Alabama right now. Storm that is west and northwest of Waynesboro, still producing quite a bit of rotation. We are again in a very large radar hole right now, so it's tough to tell exactly what's happening right now near the surface. That rotation, though, still remain pretty strong. And if we do have a tornado, once again, it would be just north of Waynesboro. It would be heading in the direction of Gilbertown. So Gilbertown will eventually be in the track of this. Again, seek shelter immediately if you are still in this tornado warning. For those wondering, by the way, yes, I was not live for like an hour. Again, I will be honest with you guys. Like, I literally left. I was already like 20 minutes from the studio. I was already sitting at a table. I was literally getting food. I rushed to eat it because I didn't even realize we had, like, I knew we had tornado warnings, but out of nowhere, we had this large area of convergence in Louisiana, and I'm never going out again after this. Like, I hate when this happens. When this happened twice ever that I've ever gone live, and all of a sudden ended, and then something right after that happens, and I have to go live almost immediately after. And then, unfortunately, I missed a lot of the tornadoes that happened near Mite City. Again, these tornadoes over here, they were pretty quick. They weren't long lasting. They weren't like what we saw yesterday. Nowhere near what we saw yesterday, but there were a couple of strong tornadoes very briefly near Mite City, and this was from this line of thunderstorms. But mistakes happen, can't really control it, and there's no way to control that at all. And I mean, I was super hungry, and I was also sleep deprived, and I still am. But we are live, obviously, right now in case anything else does happen, which I think we have a chance of more stuff happening. So I don't know. I don't think this is over by any means. I think we're going to continue to see the potential for tornadoes here over the next few hours. I'm watching this right here near Interstate 59, south of Poplarville. This is pretty contaminated as well, but this is another area of rotation that we'll have to keep an eye on for. That's going in the direction of Wiggins into Soto Forest. And there's several other small areas of rotation right now near New Augusta, Richton. We got another one again near Waynesboro. The Waynesboro storm again looks the most concerning. This is a live shot inside of the tornado warning back down near Picayune. So you can see the wind is now picking up right now. Vehicles are starting to slow down. This is near the way station on I-59. Hey, Jerry, for the $20 super chat. I really appreciate that. So this is live inside of that tornado warning here near I-59. Very strong winds right now moving through Picayune and Nicholson. Tyler just said, I'm about to go across the lake. Poca-Train. I don't even know how you say that one. I know what lake you're talking about, but I don't think you're going to see a water spout at this point. All the storms have mostly passed. It'd just be a lot of rain. If you saw a water spout, I would honestly be pretty impressed. I'm not going to lie. I think seeing a water spout would be pretty difficult out there. Especially at nighttime too. But yeah, I mean, all the storms for the most part here in New Orleans are already past Lake Pontchartrain, maybe Pontchartrain. They've mostly passed through the lake. They're now going towards Interstate 10. So not as concerned about those storms right now. Once again, I do want to remind you, this entire line of thunderstorms here in southern Mississippi is producing damaging winds around 60 to 75 miles per hour. So here in southern Mississippi, even if you don't see a tornado, we are talking about some pretty significant damaging winds. Just look at your neighbors back off to the west here. There are power outages all in these boxes here. These are not tornado warnings. They're not warnings at all. They are all power outages. I've left the power outage map on here for a reason. We have over 50% of people without power right now in Lawrence County. Over in Franklin County, about 40% are without power. Wilkinson County is 40% without power. Mike County is almost 50% without power. Again, they're almost everybody over here, just south here, Jackson. We have almost widespread power outages everywhere right now. So it's not just about the tornadoes, even though some tornadoes have knocked down power in these areas. It is also about the fact that we have, all these this huge line of thunderstorms producing damage right now. If you guys do have any photos or videos, you can send it to us on reports.maxvelocitywx.com. We are keeping an eye on your photos and videos. And again, anything you send in, we might even show on stream. So definitely make sure to check that out, reports.maxvelocitywx.com. All right, we still have 3 tornado warnings. The one that is near Picayune, I thought might have been allowed to be at least canceled.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Well, they've just issued a new tornado warning. This one's for Pearl River, Pearlington, and also the Pearl River State Wildlife Management Area. So if you are in this tornado warning, you need to seek shelter, get away from windows, get to the lowest floor possible, and get to an interior room of your home or building. I think what's happening now is that we're in between 2 radar sites, and we can't really fully tell what's going on right at the ground level, and a lot of these tornado spin-ups that we're having right now are very close to the ground, so we can't fully see what's happening there. But this is also very close to the John Stennis Space Center. They have gone ahead and canceled the tornado warning near Lacombe and Mandeville. That one's going to be allowed to expire in about 10 seconds. So they've gone ahead and allowed that one to expire. This one, though, right here, the main area of rotation is over Alton right now. If we have a tornado, it'll be going to Magnolia, Forest, River Gardens, and then eventually going towards Logtown and Pearlington. This camera on the bottom right of your screen, this one's going to be very close to this tornado warning circulation. And that rotation's actually gotten stronger on this latest scan. We are starting to see a little tightening right now. This is crossing over Interstate 59, which that camera right there on the bottom right is actually right on this interstate. And so if we have a tornado, it's going to go right over Magnolia Forest. There's no tornado debris signature yet, but the rotation has intensified here over the last couple of minutes. I think the Picayune tornado warning can still be canceled. I do not see a whole lot with that storm right now. And watch out for this right here, north of Wiggins. We need to watch this. Got a little hook pushing out, got a little inflow, and the rotation is quickly intensifying right now south of Brooklyn. We could have a tornado warning going in the direction of Leaf, north of Wiggins here in a minute. That is probably the most organized area of rotation I'm seeing within the northern segment of this line here. And again, we are in a radar hole, but that's definitely rotating. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a tornado warning here in a minute for this area. We're looking towards Leaf, Brooklyn, Mississippi, just south of Beaumont. It's north of Wiggins, just north of the DeSoto National Forest. We need to watch that area of rotation closely. And some of this could be contamination, but that area looks a little bit more concerning to me. The tornado warning still for Waynesboro. It's a large area of rotation. We don't really know what's going on up here. Again, this is just the situation where you want to be in your safe place. It's too difficult to tell exactly what's going on radar. Right now, like on the radar site from just north of Hattiesburg over near Jackson, like this radar site showing really just mostly wind, but the other radar site is showing a large blob of greens and reds kind of mixing together. This one, in my opinion, is probably more of a wind threat, but it's good to play it safe in case we actually do get a tornado. The storm that is in Alabama near Linden, this is still discreet. We are monitoring a low-end potential for a tornado with this storm. That is moving towards U.S. Highway 80. Marion, Selma are going to be in the path of it. So this storm's right now, again, moving northeast. It's about to cross over U.S. Highway 43. All right, here's the latest scan on the Magnolia Forest tornado warning. And once again, this rotation is by far the strongest one that we have right now. I would say this is about a 6 on our scale, so it's not at a tornado level yet, but it is still producing the potential for a tornado. It's, again, currently moving to the east. It will be approaching Highway 10 here, or Interstate 10 in just a moment. If you're over near Waveland, the Bay of St. Louis, Diamond Head, or near the Pass Christian area right along the Gulf Coast, just west of Gulfport, definitely stay weather aware for this storm. Keep in mind that a lot of our spin up tornadoes that we are seeing right now are going to be quick. They're not all going to last for 2 hours. It's not going to be like yesterday where a single supercell is producing a tornado for 2 or 3 hours. This is going to be, quick spin ups. They can happen literally anywhere. But down the line, we do have at least an elevated tornado risk going in the direction of Gulfport. Here's that latest radar scan near Carnes and Maxey. It's definitely still rotation here, just south of Brooklyn. So, again, if you're over here north of Wiggins, we need to be staying vigilant right now. There's a stronger area of rotation here crossing over U.S. Highway 49 right now, moving in the direction of Leaf, Lucedale. That one's, again, not tornado warned right now, but I really would not be surprised if it did get tornado warned. Here's a live shot inside of our new tornado warning that was issued a couple minutes ago near I-59. This is in Louisiana. You can see the trees moving a lot right now. Wind is picking up. This is the one that was just issued barely north of Slidell. Again, this is live. Thank you, Water, for the super chat. This is Radar Omega. It's the top link in the description. Yeah, that's what it looks like right now out there, just northeast of Slidell. If you're just tuning in again, we have 3 tornado warnings. We've had a few tornadoes over the last few hours. Most of them, again, over here near Mite City, Magnolia, and as well as the Brookhaven area. We have several damage reports coming out as well of at least trees and power lines down. We have tons of power outages right now. The good news right now is that over in Laurel and Hattiesburg, we do not have any reports of power outages yet. I don't know if any of you guys are tuning in from Hattiesburg or Laurel or Purvis, but if you are, let me know in the chat. I'm guessing there are really few power outages if the power outage map isn't really showing much.
This is an urgent alert. A tornado is on the ground. Seek shelter immediately.
All right, that is not good. We have now a confirmed tornado. This is near the Pearl River State Wildlife Management Area. If you are in this tornado warning, we need to be in our storm shelter, basement, closet, or bathroom. Get away from windows, get on the lowest floor possible, and get to an interior room of your home or building. I am guessing, was this radar confirmed? They're saying this is a radar confirmed tornado. So that right there, presumably would be our tornado. That little debris signature that's popped up on the east side of Magnolia Forest here over the last couple of scans. So if we are in Magnolia Forest, hopefully we're already in our safe place, but this is now going to be going towards the wildlife management area, and then this will be crossing over the Mississippi River in a moment, going in the direction of Logtown, Interstate 10, also Highway 607, and Pearlington in southern Mississippi. Once again, get away from windows, get to the most interior room of your home or building. That's a bathroom. Put as many walls between you from the outside as humanly possible right now. And they are saying that that is a tornado there. There actually might be a tornado here too. We might have just had a brief tornado near Santa Rose. There was a scan here, right here. There was a small little tightening. It might not look like much on radar, but again, these are really low to the ground. So this radar that we're looking at is not picking up everything that's below this. This is still a few thousand feet off the ground. So there could have actually been a tornado here near Santa Rose too, just a moment ago. Also, south side of Slidell, we have a new area of rotation right here. There's no tornado warning for the south side of Slidell, and luckily this is going towards a marsh, so not too concerning, but there's another area of rotation there on the south side of Slidell that is moving to the east-southeast. That'll be going towards Jackson Landing. Let me go back to the other radar site here. There was again, there's been several areas of rotation also in southern Mississippi near Wiggins. Got a new velocity scan coming in right now. And we're still monitoring two different areas of rotation near Brooklyn and New Augusta for a potential tornado risk. We do not have any warnings yet for Alabama, but we'll likely get at least a severe thunderstorm warning, maybe a tornado warning, near Gilberttown in Salas here in just a moment, west of Coffeeville. We have another area of rotation developing east of Picayune that is back up towards 53 south of Poplarville. This rotation right now near Slidell, though, that's not much, but there's a little bit of rotation there. That is going right over Oak Harbor, approaching the Fritchie Marsh. Again, this is not an area that is warned right now, but the rotation's a little bit stronger there. That's going to be going towards Louisiana 433 over the next few minutes. That tornado that just happened here near River Gardens, that might be debris fallout. It looks more like clear air contamination to me. I do not think there's any tornado on the ground anymore. It would have been very quick hitting on the east side of Interstate 59. Most likely at the River Gardens area in Magnolia Forest. If you guys have friends or family there here in Louisiana, make sure that they are okay and also awake, hopefully. There was, again, a tornado that just hit this area on the east side moments ago. Not related to today, but if you live in the southeast, the Storm Prediction Center does not have a tornado risk for tomorrow, but
a new
NATOcast
warning has been issued.
Just released at least a 2% tornado risk here from North Carolina back to Florida. We have a new tornado warning. This one's not surprising. I just talked about this a moment ago. This near 53, just south of the new Camp Rowlands, Barth, Crane Creek, Sellers, and Standard. If you are in this tornado warning, we need to be in our safe place, get away from windows and get on the lowest floor possible. This area of rotation is also kind of buried in the rain here. We got a little hook, inflow coming around, and that is moving towards 53 right now, going towards Crane Creek. That Slidell storm, it does not have as much rotation as before. It was definitely stronger a few minutes ago. I'm still really keeping an eye on these other storms too, near Brooklyn and New Augusta, or maybe a tornado risk again going towards Leakesville and Lucedale. We are back to 4 tornado warnings now. We still have a large, broad area of rotation near Linden in Alabama. But the main concern right now is near the Gulf Coast, where we have several tornado warnings now lined up here across Louisiana and also Mississippi. Max, I got some friends in their pantry in Mandeville, Louisiana. Are they good? They brought their lizard to shelter. That's impressive. Yeah, you guys are good. Mandeville's looking at rain from here on out. Yeah, once this line of storms passes by you, it's a large line of thunderstorms, but once it passes you, the tornado risk is much lower. All right, every single rotation area here just strengthened. The latest scan showing a tighter area of rotation down near Crane Creek. The one that is just to the south of that over here near Flat Top has also just intensified. So this could drop a quick tornado going towards Catahoula and 603 Silver Acres and Diamond Head. You guys are in the path of that. Over near the Slidell area, there's a large area of rotation here. It's gotten broader. This was our confirmed tornado warning. It is back down to radar indicated. But I would say this one right now near Crane Creek has definitely strengthened here over the last couple minutes. So if we are in Crane Creek, we need to be away from windows. It's mostly neighborhoods here. It's a pretty rural area here in southern Mississippi, but Hopefully everybody's heeding the warning there. If you guys have friends or family in this tornado watch that's out in front of this line, mainly talking about like this area here, definitely make sure that they're aware of this. I mean, it's 10:30 Central Time. It's 11:30 Eastern Time. And again, people might be sleeping. I would definitely recommend if you have friends or family in this area that they are aware of the situation. Give them a call, give them a text, and just make sure they're vigilant. Feel free to share the stream with them. Again, we'll be live as long as there's a tornado risk here, here in the Deep South. And we could be live for a while. Who knows? This might be a little bit longer of a stream too, even though it's late at night. All right, let's go back to our tornado warnings. These two right here are the more concerning ones, north and west there of Gulfport. Let's see if we have any tornadoes here right now. The velocities will update in a second, but we have two pronounced hook echoes, one of which is just to the east of Picayune, and then the other one is located near Highway 53. We also just got a new severe thunderstorm warning. That is going to be for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. This also has a tornado possible label on it near Butler, north of Chatham, northwest of Jackson. So if we are in this severe thunderstorm warning, we need to be staying alert here. Again, there's some rotation with this. This has been rotating over Waynesboro for quite some time. It's pretty much in a radar hole, so it's hard to see what's exactly going on, but a large, broad area of rotation right now just west of Gilbertown. There might be a tornado again near Crane Creek. That's close. We got a tight couplet there, though. It's very small, but there could be a tornado down right now. If there is a tornado, it's going to be coming over 53 near Crane Creek, Mississippi in a second. That could be down. That is pretty strong rotation from both radar sites. If we're over here in Howison, or the Little Biloxi State Wildlife Management Area, we need to be ready to go to our safe places here. That rotation's gotten a little bit stronger here over the last couple minutes. The most southern tornado warning, I don't see a whole lot. There's still some rotation barely offshore. This is right over the bay. It's just offshore here of Oak Harbor and Slidell. A little bit of rotation there. That's going to be approaching Pearlington and Waveland here over the next few minutes. We'll have another radar scan in a second. Really waiting for the next scan, but we have several areas of rotation here right now. Dang, this is still going on. It is. Max, did I finish my steak? I went to Outback and I got the bloomin' chicken, so I didn't actually get a steak, but I thought about it. These skirts here. He's very concerned about the tornadoes. Hey. Want to sleep in the chair? I'm standing so she can sleep in the chair. It's fine. All right, here's the latest radar scan on our tornado warnings here. The velocities on this storm on the last scan just got a little bit broader. There may have been a tornado once again. We still have a hook echo on this, so there's a chance that it could drop a tornado as it moves again towards Howison in Mississippi. The main area of rotation right now is right over Crane Creek. The more southern tornado warning here, this one's over near Highway 43. That's just northwest of Diamond Head. There is still a hook echo, and there is still a possibility for a tornado with this storm as it moves east. And the one near the Pearl River State Wildlife Management Area, this one is very broad. I don't see much of a tornado risk with that as of right now. And then further down to the south, right along the Gulf Coast, is where we're watching another area of rotation approaching Fort Pike in Louisiana. Back over New Orleans, Hanville, anywhere really here in southeastern Louisiana near New Orleans. I don't see anything here again that's tornadic. I'm not too concerned right now about a tornado risk. We'll see if anything transpires over the next 30 minutes. But if you're New Orleans, we got maybe about 20 to 30 minutes until we're kind of in the all clear when it comes to tornadoes. I think the risk is going to be lower after that by quite a bit. All right, we have a new radar scan coming in right now, and we'll see what these storms look like. The good news is that this radar's updating every like 1 to 2 minutes. So we know exactly what's going on with these areas of rotation almost at all times right now, which is good. Keep in mind, by the way, even if you're not in a tornado warning, we can still get embedded tornadoes in this line. It's not always easy to see those tornadoes happening on radar. Sometimes they happen really quickly. So if you're in any severe warning, there's obviously a possibility of a tornado too. All right, latest scan. I'm not seeing anything super definitive here on velocities for strong rotation. I'm still really watching these other areas over here near Beaumont and Wiggins. We've been watching a few areas of rotation right along the leading edge of this line. Again, none of these currently tornado warned, but we do have a large severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag for that. The tornado warning for Waynesboro has now just expired, so we now have 3 tornado warnings, and all of them are right along the Gulf Coast. So Gulfport, Biloxi, and Bay St. Louis. We need to be staying alert here. Over in Wiggins, this is live right now in Wiggins. Very windy. This is back over where we actually have a broad area of rotation. Wiggins is getting hit hard. This is where we're looking at 60 to 70 mile per hour damaging winds. Not very many cars on the roadway either right now, which obviously it's almost 11, but. Thank you, Paula, for becoming a member. They just condensed the tornado warning for Crane Creek. It's a little bit smaller. They're going to continue that tornado warning. But again, very windy here over in Wiggins. There is a broad area of rotation that we are keeping an eye on there on that storm. A few people on the roadway. Not very many, but there's a few people out there. Going back over to radar, this is where Wiggins is right here, just west of the DeSoto National Forest. We still have 2 areas of rotation that are attempting to develop. This one near the Camp Shelby Joint Forces Training Center, west of McLean, is coming together a little bit more here over the last couple scans. That is just south there of New Augusta. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. The storm back up near Waynesboro, mostly wind right now, going towards Gilbertown, Needham, Coffeeville, Salas, and eventually going towards Thomasville. Mostly wind here. That is in far western Alabama right now. That wind is crazy still. Is it still going? God, Wiggins is really getting hit hard. This wind has been consistent for a few minutes now. That is still 60 plus mile per hour winds here in Wiggins. It is still very windy there. That'll be bottom right of your screen. It's back over to the other tornado warnings. Let me go back to the radar site here at eastern Louisiana. And the tornado warning here for Crane Creek, the rotation's still there. It's just not as strong as before. It's going to be going over Sellers. Riceville, Mississippi's next in line for that. And then all the other 3 rotations here are much broader. I would say the one that we need to still watch is this one near Kiln, going towards Silver Creek Acres and Diamond Head. Diamond Head's a little bit more popular. So if you live in Diamond Head, definitely stay weather aware. The Bay, St. Louis, and Waveland, and past Christian, we need to be keeping an eye on this little cluster of storms here right near the Gulf Coast. Still producing the potential for a tornado. So a little bit surprised this other one here hasn't gotten tornado warned. This, you know, I honestly think with how we've seen tornado warnings, I mean, this one, in my opinion, would already reach the criteria for a tornado warning, at least over here. So it's just to the west of McLean. This is, again, an unwarned area of rotation, at least. Just south of Beaumont, just south of US Highway 98. Again, this is right now tracking east towards Leakesville and eventually going towards, southwestern Alabama here. Is anybody tuning in right now from southern Mississippi in the chat? How many people we got tuned in from southern Mississippi? And at where at? Let me know in the chat. By the way, real quickly, I do want to let you guys know, again, this is the severe weather outlook for tonight. Main risk is in the yellow. There's a marginal threat that goes all the way back up in the mid-Atlantic, but we're mainly talking about the deep south here. It's a very large area still, but the main risk is down the deep south. Most storms over here in the mid-Atlantic are done. Even Atlanta, though, if you're over in Atlanta, Huntsville, Chattanooga, these areas in the screen, we're still in the risk of severe weather for tonight. And there is obviously a risk for strong tornadoes. We've alluded to this, but there is still a risk of strong tornadoes. Anywhere in this hatched area. We're kind of halfway through it right now with this line of thunderstorms. A lot of people tune in from Hattiesburg from what I'm seeing. Hattiesburg just got hit pretty hard by that line, but the wind doesn't seem to be as significant as what we saw earlier. The power outages were way more significant near Brookhaven. Huge shout out to Jason with the 10 gifted memberships. Really appreciate that. That was in the chat for Jason. We have a new special marine warning right along the, I believe that's the, maybe, oh, that's over in Hawaii. We have a special marine warning in Hawaii. So I say that is not the United States, or that's not the lower 48. I don't know if we've ever been live when a special marine warning gets issued for Hawaii, or any warning gets issued for Hawaii. We hardly ever see anything get issued over there while we're live. For those that are tuning in from southern Mississippi, let me know if you guys are seeing anything, hearing anything. Obviously, we do have a couple tornado warnings right now that we're keeping an eye on. If you guys have any photos or videos too, you can send it in to us. It's reports.maxvelocitywx.com. We are still monitoring, again, some at least broad rotation right now south of New Augusta, Mississippi. So the line of thunderstorms right now is going towards Leaf, Lucedale, Leakesville. We still have 3 tornado warnings that all go for the next 10 minutes or so here in far southern Mississippi. I don't really see much with any of these tornado warnings right now. They're all fairly broad. Granted, we are now in between 2 different radar sites, so it's going to get a little bit harder to see some of this stuff. But if you're in any of these 3 tornado warnings, continue to stay in that safe place for the next few minutes, and then we'll kind of see what happens here as this line continues to push to the east. But I really think this is the area to watch for over here. We got several little kinks that are developing. Got a little inflow there. Got a little inflow right here near 29.
A new tornado warning.
And we've been talking about this one for a while. They have now just issued a tornado warning for it. So brand new tornado warning. That's going to be for McLean, Leaf, the Camp Shelby Joint Forces Training Center, just around and south here of US Highway 98, south of Beaumont. So if you are currently located in George, Greene, or Perry counties inside of this pink polygon, we need to be in our safe places now. Get away from windows, get on the lowest floor possible, and get to an interior room of your home or building. In my opinion, this rotation is stronger than the stuff that we've been seeing down near the Gulf Coast over the last like 30 minutes. So we need to really take this one seriously in case it does drop a tornado. I wouldn't say this is really strong rotation right now, as in like tight, or not in terms of tightness, but in terms of strength right now. It's still fairly broad, but as it continues to move east, it may tighten and actually produce a tornado. I put this at about a 4 out of 10 on our velocity scale. So not super strong, but it's at least strong enough to prompt a tornado warning here. All right, further down to the south, that other area of rotation here, the DeSoto National Forest, has gotten broader over the last few minutes, so I'm not too concerned about that one right now. There are power lines down being reported on Graves Road right now over in Clark County, Mississippi. There's also a tree blocking northbound Highway 15, which is entangled in telephone wires right now. That's also in Clark County. Clark County, Mississippi has several different damage reports right now coming out of that area. Quick update, by the way, from yesterday's storms. We are now sitting at at least 26 injuries from yesterday's storms in Illinois, Indiana, and Oklahoma. And we also have at least 2 fatalities from Newton County that are being reported, Newton County, Indiana. I'm going to go back down to the Gulf Coast. These 2 tornado warnings right near the Gulf Coast go for 8 more minutes. Not seeing a whole lot there right now. And then a little further to the north again, this is really, I think, where we need to watch this area here. We've had several little hooks reaching out to the front edge of this line of thunderstorms. The one near the DeSoto National Forest, not as strong as before, but the one here near Camp Shelby Joint Forces Training Center is definitely a little bit stronger. And that'll be tracking to the east. Leakesville, Lucedale are also in the path of that. The storms moving into Alabama right now are mostly wind. We are monitoring at least a potential tornado risk over near Gilbertown and Needham. This will be tracking in the direction of Camden, Selma, and then eventually going towards Montgomery, Alabama, which is still a little over an hour away. This is nowhere near that area, but it will be going in that direction here pretty soon. So we're keeping an eye on this area of rotation as well as it continues to lift off to the northeast. Still pretty concerned about this one if it can wrap up. Hey, Carolyn and Greg's for becoming members. You also Bog for becoming a member. So I just said in the chat, didn't realize Max was live again. Make sure you have notifications on YouTube. That way you get notified if I'm live. Always a good idea to have that on, and you can also get Max alert if you get a notification. I might be live. You get a phone call from me, I might be live. You never know. All right, here's the latest radar scan. Again, main area of rotation right now near Oak Grove. That one doesn't look as concerning on the latest scans. Not really with the hook anymore, but still watching this. It's going towards McLean and US Highway 98. I still think all 3 of these tornado warnings could probably be canceled. I'm not seeing a whole lot there right now that would indicate that we have an imminent tornado risk. That is all right now near the Gulf Coast. I'm not really seeing much there. There's also still a broad area of rotation offshore. That is near Lake St. Catherine. That is going in the direction of Waveland. This will basically be going right along the Gulf Coast, so we're still watching that closely. The storms down near New Orleans are mostly gusty winds. There is a special weather statement here. There might be a little bit of broad rotation going towards Lockport, but if you're in New Orleans, you're almost in the clear. I'll give it another 10 to 15 minutes, and then you're probably fine. I'm going to do the photos and videos reports. All right, here's the latest radar scan on the 3 southern tornado warnings. And there might be just a little bit of rotation still left near Pearlington. It's not much. Again, pretty weak stuff, but that's going towards Waveland and the Bay of St. Louis and Pass Christian, just southwest of Diamond Head. So I'm not seeing as much rotation there now. So I think those 3 southern tornado warnings, not as concerning. Again, that could always change. These lines of thunderstorms can be a little bit deceiving. A lot of the time, they will become stronger. They'll become weaker, that sort of thing. The storms that are south of New Augusta, this one right here is still the one I would say is the most concerning right now. Also, is it still windy in Wiggins? Guys, Wiggins in Mississippi has had constant gusty winds at the minimum here for the last like 15 minutes. I've had this camera on the entire time. This is on US Highway 49. It is still windy out here. And this is, again, an area that got hit by this line of storms like 15 minutes ago. Have there been any tornadoes? We've had a few tonight. We at least had 2 on the stream so far. It's been constantly windy there, unless the camera's just broken. I'm pretty sure it's been windy there this entire time. It's really strange. Yeah, it's still windy. That camera's not broken. That's crazy. Again, Wiggins is right here. The most intense part of this line has already gone through. And this gives you an idea of the intensity of these storms. They might not be producing like 80-mile-per-hour winds or anything like that. They were doing that earlier. And again, this knocked out power for a lot of people. But if you look at all the power outages, this is where we had upwards of 70, 80-mile-per-hour winds and multiple tornadoes. So now, as this line of storms has gotten closer to Mobile, it's still producing wind. It's not as high. It's around 60 miles per hour, but it's basically lasting a long period of time. These downbursts are very strong and lasting a longer period of time. So there's a lot of energy right now with this line of storms still. And it is still producing an active threat of pretty significant damaging winds. All 3 of these tornado warnings expire, or actually these 2 expire in 3 minutes. This one expires in 33 minutes, which probably shouldn't be that long. But these southern tornado warnings will expire in about 3 minutes. And assuming they expire, we'll be back down to at least 2 tornado warnings, maybe only 1. The main tornado warning is still this one just south of Beaumont in Mississippi that is tracking towards Leaf and McLean. That is going towards Vernell and Leakesville, with our main area of rotation right now over Oak Grove, just to the southeast of Camp Shelby Joint Forces Training Center. There's still been a broad area of rotation here near DeSoto Forest, but that's nowhere near enough for a tornado warning at this moment. And we are still watching a pretty significant area of wind near Gilbertown, and maybe even a low-end tornado potential at this area of storms as it continues to move to the northeast. These storms here that are a special weather statement warned at this point, that's south of Marion, those are mostly just gusty winds and some lightning. Possible derecho. This is not a derecho. I would at least say this is not a derecho. This is a pretty severe mesoscale convective system, which is called an MCS. It's kind of it's a lower version of a derecho, and it also doesn't last as long. It's usually not as intense, sort of thing. That's what we're seeing right now. But again, this is not a derecho. Thank you, Barry, for the super chat. I'm trying to gauge how safe it is to go to bed tonight. I live in Mobile, and the radars show it will arrive at about 12. I would say 12:30 is pretty realistic for Mobile. I mean, you can go to bed. If you want, you could set an alarm for around 12, wake up, and see what's happening out there. Because, I mean, I feel like that's probably the best way to do it. Because, again, there could be a tornado there. I would at least have ways to receive alerts. And if you look at the risk area, again, for tonight, there is a real risk, again, of an isolated strong tornado basically anywhere in this hatched area over the next few hours. So it doesn't matter where you really are in this hatched area. You could see a strong tornado tonight. It's isolated. It's not going to be widespread. It's not like yesterday, but it's still possible. If we time it out on the future radar here, I'll give you an idea of the timing here. Again, this is approximate. It's not exact. But basically, this is what it could look like in an hour from now, which honestly, this is probably what it's looking like within the next 30 minutes or so. This would be about 12:30 or so. Storms will be arriving to Mobile, Monroeville, Montgomery, all the way back up towards Atlanta. 2 to 3 in the morning. This line will be moving through Mobile, Pensacola, going towards Crestview, Troy. Pretty significant area of wind going through the Atlanta, Georgia area. And then by tomorrow morning, we'll still have a pretty intense line of thunderstorms here. I still think a low tornado risk will exist even tomorrow morning across parts of Georgia and the Gulf Coast. They don't have any sort of, tornado risk right now outlined for tomorrow, but I wouldn't be surprised if they added one. We have a brand new severe warning. That's going to be for Leakesville, Chatham, right along the Alabama-Mississippi border. That's for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. There's also a tornado possible tag on this. You have a broad area of rotation right now near McLean that is moving right towards Neely, Leakesville, Highway 57 near Colgreen right now. So that is moving east-northeast. We're still really watching this area of rotation here. That's the main one going towards Leaf and Vernell. The latest scan, not really tightening anything still, but still pretty strong winds going towards the radar. Get a little bit of inflow coming in. This will be approaching Leaf Wilderness here over the next few minutes. No tornado, though, actively. Nothing confirmed on that storm. They've gone ahead and canceled the other tornado warning near Picayune, so we're back down to a singular tornado warning. One. And hopefully this is the last one of the night. I don't think it will, but hopefully it is, because I don't think anybody else needs... I don't think we want nocturnal tornadoes. It's almost 11 o'clock Central. It's almost 12 o'clock Eastern time. Everybody wants to go to sleep. Ain't nobody want to be awake right now. We can only hope, but I don't think that's going to be the case tonight. If we go over to our significant tornado parameter values over the next couple of hours, this is just gives you an idea of where the environment's the most favorable right now. And I mean, all the way through the next like hour or two, it's still pretty favorable. I don't think this tornado risk is going anywhere. I mean, Gulf Coast all the way back up towards Montgomery. HRRR has a little localized area around 1 o'clock near Mobile. So Mobile, Atmore, right along the Gulf Coast, still looking at a tornado risk. Tomorrow morning, it'll go towards the East Coast. So I don't think Mobile is completely safe right now. Obviously, it's pretty hard to tell. We're really at this point now casting. There's not really a whole lot of purpose in looking at future model runs, but again, there's definitely a possibility for a tornado risk. We still have some broad rotation right near the Gulf Coast, so a little area of circulation, actually a couple of them, actually several of them. We have like 3 really small areas of rotation developing right now, right along the Gulf Coast. So this is all right now near Waveland, the Bay of St. Louis, and Diamond Head, going towards Gulfport. Small little areas of rotation there moving east. Is that 1 a.m. local time for Mobile? Yeah, or Mobile? Yeah, that's going to be about 1 in the morning Eastern time. My cat is sitting in my chair meowing at me. You missed us so much that you came back. I would have been, guys, I should have literally not gone out at all. I should have just stayed here, because I would have, if I just stayed here, I would have been live for that one. We had a PDS tornado warning when I was gone. It was over here near Mite City. I don't even think it met PDS criteria, but either way, kind of sucks that I missed it. I literally had to go eat. I was starving. Thank you, LSS, for the super chat. Did I get a good meal? I did get a good meal, just not good timing at all. We have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible label. So that's going to be for Diamond Head. That is for Gulfport, Biloxi, Bay of St. Louis, Waveland. We're all included in this. If you are in this new severe thunderstorm warning, stay away from windows, ideally on the lowest floor possible. There's a tornado possible tag here. So there's some broad rotation. It's going right now over the Stennis International Airport. And then Gulfport's in the path of this. Again, we got several areas of rotation here, so I do agree with this warning, at least having a tornado possible tag. With how the warnings have been, I would not be shocked if they issued a tornado warning for something like this. It is rotating near Bay of St. Louis. And we have a little bit of rotation too near Diamond Head. I wouldn't say it's much, but they have issued tornado warnings for stuff like this already. So if you're Bay in St. Louis, if you're near Diamond Head, I would be ready to go to your safe place in case I do pull the trigger here on a tornado warning. We have a new severe warning in Alabama. This one's going to be back up near Sweetwater, just east of Butler. That is for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds, and there's also a tornado possible tag on this. That'll be moving in the direction of Boykin and Camden. Thank you, Taz, for the super chat. Hey, Brock, for the super chat. Appreciate that. All right, here we go. Back to our only tornado warning right now. The rotation's still ongoing. Nothing on the ground right now. This is now approaching Leaf. So, again, it's been over pretty much rural areas. I think it's been over like a forest the last few minutes. But Leaf, Event, Merrill, and Bexley. Our rotation's coming up towards you guys right now on this tornado warning cell. We got some broad rotation developing near McLean and Neely and Wilson. Not seeing anything, again, currently actively on the ground, but still a little bit of rotation there. We go back to our other rotation here right along the Gulf Coast. We'll have another radar scan in a second. We've gotten a little bit more rotation near Waveland over the last few minutes. I'll have another radar scan in a second. we're gonna be we're definitely gonna be pushing about a 10 hours total of streaming today. We were already live for 7.5 hours. We're a little over an hour and 15 minutes in today's stream. We will be definitely pushing towards 10 hours, if not more. Yes, this is live if you're just tuning in. This is our second live stream of the day. We don't usually do 2 live streams in a day ever, but today got to that point. Here's the latest scan coming in.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
We now have a tornado warning in Alabama. That is a strong area of rotation. This is near Coffeeville. If you are in Coffeeville, Alabama, you need to be in your storm shelter, basement, closet, or bathroom. Get away from windows, get on the lowest floor possible, and get to an interior room of your home or building. Once again, Coffeeville, we need to be in our safe places. We have a stronger area of rotation here that has just developed. That is located right near Flatwood. It's approaching the Choctaw National Wildlife Refuge, West Bend, Womack Hill, Sminer, McIntyre, Opine, Tatlersville, and Center Point. Again, we need to be in our storm shelter, basement, closet, or bathroom. Get away from windows and get on the lowest floor possible. This is our only active tornado warning again in Alabama right now. We have one in Mississippi, and we got this one in Alabama. It is a very big radar hole here. Again, we do not have a great radar view of this storm, which is also the reason why there's a tornado warning. But if there's a tornado, it's going to be located right here near Berrytown. No definitive debris signature, and if we have a tornado, it might not even be picked up by radar, but it'll be going towards Choctaw National Wildlife Refuge and West Bend over the next couple of minutes. That was the last scan. The latest scan doesn't have it anymore, but again, we're kind of in a radar hole, so it's a little bit, again, difficult to see exactly where it is. But we had a pretty strong tightening of rotation just a moment ago here, just west of Coffeeville. If you're over in Lucedale, Mississippi, we need to be ready for this line of storms. We got a pretty significant damaging wind threat coming towards you, and obviously there's still some rotation there on that tornado warning. I want to go back to the Gulf Coast here real quick near Gulfport. We're still monitoring 2 different areas of broad rotation, both going around I-10 right now near Diamond Head. This one's moving towards Gulfport right now. The other one's currently going towards Waveland and Bay St. Louis. And either of these could still produce the potential for a tornado. Hey, Lynn, for the super chat. Appreciate your attention to detail. Very helpful. Thanks for all your hard work. Appreciate that. We have a new radar scan. I think that has just come in. Also, real quickly, this is what it looks like for our power outage map now. We've had no power outages, or at least new power outage reports, east of our large blob of power outages over the last, like, half hour. So that's good news, I would say, because it basically means the winds have at least not been... Well, I say that. They haven't been as strong. We are starting to at least see isolated power outages in southeast Mississippi. We're at 55,000 customers without power now in Mississippi due to this intense line of storms. Lawrence County has actually gone up to 90% without power. So nearly the entire county there, west of Hattiesburg, is without power. Perry County and Wayne County also have some isolated power outages. And Louisiana is sitting at about 65,000 customers without power. Most of them on the border of Mississippi and Louisiana. Even St. Bernard County has some isolated power outages. We're still watching the storm really closely right now near Leaf, going towards Lucedale. This tornadic storm here is not very fast moving. It's only moving east at about 30 miles per hour. If we track this out here, put it at 35 just to give a little leeway for the speed. This storm is not moving very fast. The estimated time of arrival for, like, Lucedale, for example, would be about 11:30 almost. We go specifically on the Hook Echo, which is a little bit closer to you. This is kind of the approximate timing. So Lucedale could be basically will be within the next 25 to 30 minutes. If we were to get a new tornado warning, I think it would include Lucedale. I'm also going to track out this other tornado warning here. A few locations are on your screen there. I'll put some locations at the top left too. Basically going the direction right now of Evergreen. Hey, Jacob, for the super chat. Any official tornado ratings from yesterday? There are some. We talked about them in our stream earlier. I think what we should do is make something on our website with all the tornado ratings. That way we can just have like a resource for everybody here about tornado ratings and stuff like that. I also think Well, I won't say that. We have another big project in the making. I'm not going to spoil it though. We're working on something. There's a lot of big projects going on here at Max Velocity, but keeping a lot of them on the low until they're actually done. That's at least an idea for the website. Here's the latest radar scan on that tornado warning near Event, Mississippi. It's not really, again, that strong. There's definitely still rotation, though. Moving to the east. Further off to the north towards our Alabama tornado warning. Last scan here showing broader rotation now. There's really no radar site that has a really good view of this storm at this point, but there's still some broad rotation. North of US Highway 84, Choctaw National Wildlife Refuge is still included again in this tornado warning. West Bend, McIntyre, you guys still need to be in your safe place here. That's going towards Grove Hill and Thomasville still. Anything about Tennessee? Tennessee's not looking at anything really much more for tonight. Again, most of our storms have died out off to the north. Really, the big concern is going to be, I'll kind of outline it, but the main area to watch for tonight and early tomorrow will be this area here. If you're not in the white outline, we're not really looking at much. There are still some storms out there in the northeast and also back through the Appalachian Mountains, but again, none of them are severe right now. Not even close. The surprise is Max shaves his head. That is not the surprise. That is far from the surprise. I will definitely not be doing that. Now, if it's for charity, maybe. No, actually, I still wouldn't. I'm not shaving my head, bro. I can't go any more than like. I get a bad haircut, and I'm already in such a bad mood. I mean, this haircut that I got was bad, in my opinion. This was over a month ago now, but it hasn't really grown back to what I want it to be. So, is Georgia supposed to get anything nasty? I think damaging winds and an isolated tornado risk will exist. I wouldn't say quote unquote nasty. I'm not expecting anything that significant there, but I think 60-mile-per-hour winds, maybe a spin-up tornado will be possible over there. Got a couple little cells that are going up out in front of our line here near Lucedale. Again, none of them really doing much. They're not really organizing. If one of these were to organize, we could see a tornado risk evolve, but so far it's been pretty tame. Our tornado warning here in Mississippi goes for 3 more minutes. So we'll see if they continue it. And right now, the local time here is about 10:57 p.m. We're about to go into Eastern time zone near Mobile.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
They have issued a new tornado warning. That will be for Lucedale, near Highway 63, US Highway 98 near Leaf, just east of DeSoto National Forest. So seek shelter immediately if you're in this warning. We've been talking about Lucedale for a while now. Hopefully, if you are tuning in from Lucedale, that you are already ready to go to your safe place if you've not already gotten there. So get away from windows, be on the lowest floor possible, and get to an interior room of your home or building. All right, the storm again moving to the east-southeast. It will be going towards Semmes, and then eventually heading in the direction of Chickasha, Pritchard, Saraland, Satsuma, Creola, and Mobile. We do have a live camera bottom right of your screen that is inside of that tornado warning. That will be in Lucedale, so be keeping an eye on that. Actually, a few live cameras in Lucedale, but that is one of them. Thank you, Rick, for becoming a moderate velocity member. I am in Florida, for those that are asking. Carol, it is $15 a year, not $15 a month. If it was $15 a month, I would not have that as a service. That's a lot for what it is.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
We have another tornado warning in Mississippi. We were talking about this one earlier. This is the Bay of St. Louis, past Christian, west of Gulfport in southern Mississippi. This is a fairly populated area here. If you guys have any friends or family in this area, right next to anywhere in Bay of St. Louis or past Christian, Long Beach, White Harbor, we need to be seeking shelter. You need to make sure that they are aware of this. Again, get to your storm shelter, basement, closet, or bathroom. Put as many walls between you from the outside as possible. There are 40,000 people that are inside of this tornado warning. And again, if you have friends here, get the word out there. Make sure that they're aware of this. Feel free to share the stream with them. Again, we're keeping you posted on this. The rotation right now is located over the Diamond Head Airport near the Encano Lodge Inn and Suites near the Waffle House and Ruse. on the south side of Diamond Head, and it's going to be tracking over the Bay of St. Louis and then going towards Long Beach and also Timber Ridge, past Christian and White Harbor. Little inflow there, and then we got a little hook. And that's the area of interest right now. It's going right over the bay right now. We also have cameras live in the Bay of or Bay St. Louis here, or in the Bay of St. Louis area. Wow. All right, this is actually live inside of the tornado warning. Look at this. That is live inside of the tornado warning here near Diamond Head. Very windy. And there could be a tornado here. This is right where that area of rotation is. It is very windy. This is again at US 90 at MS 603. So this would be near the Bay of St. Louis right now. Very windy right now. We need to be staying away from windows. Again, potential tornado right now near Bay of St. Louis. If we have a tornado, it'd be over the north side of Bay of St. Louis. It wouldn't be far from the Bridges Golf Club. Why is someone driving in that? There are people driving at any time of the day. It doesn't matter where they are. And they might not know where, they might not even know there's a tornado warning coming. I mean, this wasn't tornado warned really that, I mean, the last time this was tornado warned was like over 30 minutes ago. And even then, this is a QLCS spin up. It's not something that people are really expecting, I would think, right now. And people got to be places. People got to go to work. People are coming back from work. Or again, McDonald's. You never know. They could be doing whatever. But it's very windy here right now in the Bay of St. Louis. And again, there could be a tornado. We don't know for sure. But obviously, you should be heeding the warning here if you're here in this area. The wind is very strong. This isn't even the only camera that has this. This is also in the Bay of St. Louis. This is on the north side of Waveland near the BB's Barbecue and the Walmart Supercenter near Longfellow Road. Very windy out here. There's multiple, again, a couple cars here on the roadway. But the wind is very intense. So at the minimum right now, we have very strong winds. There could be a tornado. We don't know. But there's at least strong winds. We have not seen any definitive power flashes yet either. So if we see a power flash, we'll obviously let you know. And if there's a power flash, it's more likely than not a tornado. But we do not have anything like that yet. And no major power outages quite yet here in the Bay of St. Louis. I keep saying Bay of St. Louis. It's Bay St. Louis. We have breaking news out of Carnes, Mississippi. We had a tornado warning for this area not too long ago. There's a report of a roof that was blown off of a house at Grady Slade Road. So that is just moments ago. We had a tornado warning there not too long ago. And so that storm produced big damage. That is at least a second roof that has been blown off a home today. Here's another live shot. This one's going to be a little bit further to the east, so we're kind of going along with this area of rotation right now near the Bay of St. Louis. Again, if there is a tornado, it would be located somewhere around where we're looking. This is right along US Highway 90. Wind will be intensifying here in a second. It's not too strong yet, but it will intensify in a minute. So a little bit closer to that area of rotation. This is a little bit further back to the west near Main Street. I'm going to keep this bottom middle of your screen. Again, we got several live cameras inside of this tornado warning. I'm putting all three of them, bottom right, bottom left, bottom middle. All of them are in that tornado warning right now. Again, main area of rotation still is located over the north side of Bay St. Louis. Still got a hook, still got inflow. Velocities are not looking crazy once again, but this is in between radar sites. It is also a QLCS tornado. Can't always see those with these radars. So, again, if you're in that warning, continue to stay in your safe place. The Lucedale storm is getting a little bit more interesting. We've gotten a little bit more rotation here over the last minute or two, just to the southeast of Leaf. This is still about 5 to 10 minutes out from Lucedale. So nothing happening now, but we're going to see probably some rotation at that area here soon. And again, maybe a tornado. Tornado warning over in Alabama. We still have rotation right now near Alabama 69 north of Coffeeville. Nothing on the ground right now that we can confirm, but there's at least rotation here that is moving off to the east. This is back inside of the tornado warning near Bay St. Louis. on US Highway 90 and Mississippi 603. Still very strong winds. I mean, if there's no tornado, we are definitely talking about, tropical storm force winds at the minimum rolling through here. Very intense wind still. Anybody tuning in from Bay, St. Louis, or Gulfport? The winds are very intense there. This is back over right in the Bay, St. Louis. Like, this is on the bridge that connects US Highway 90 to Timber Ridge, and there's like nothing happening there. It's all right now still in kind of the downtown, on the west side of Bay, St. Louis. It's been very windy here for the last 5-10 minutes, basically in the same exact area. Got several people tuning in from Gulfport right now. And yes, there are people driving out there. There's a reason. We had a new mesoscale discussion from the Storm Prediction Center. This is going to be for those in Florida, Alabama, Georgia, and southeastern Mississippi. A new tornado watch will likely be issued within the next hour. So most probable peak of intensity for tornadoes is up to 115 miles per hour. Damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour is also going to be possible. So make sure you have ways to receive alerts. And again, we're going into the nighttime here. It's almost midnight for some of you. It's 11:06 right now Central Time, 12:06 Eastern Time. If you are planning on going to bed tonight, you need to make sure you have multiple ways to receive alerts because there will be tornadoes. We are going to be live here as long as needed. But I do want to remind you that there could be tornadoes overnight. There could be damaging winds. So if you need an extra way to receive alerts on top of your weather radio or a phone, make sure you check out MaxAlert. It's maxalert.net. It is one of the top links in the description below. And what it does is that I will give you a personalized phone call if you are included in a tornado warning or a significant severe thunderstorm warning. It's a really helpful tool if you're going to bed. It will give you a little ring, and it will likely wake you up as long as you have Do Not Disturb off. You need to make sure that's off. But you can also, on your iPhone or whatever device you have, you can also turn off Do Not Disturb for certain phone numbers. You can do that for the MaxAlert as well. So it's something that will at least wake you up if you're inside of a tornado warning tonight. It's very useful. And a lot of you guys have already signed up for it. All right, let's go back to our tornado warning here. We got 3 still. Again, we got 1 in the Gulf Coast. I want to go back to the north real quick. We still have a tornado warning in Alabama right now. Rotation currently is north of Coffeeville. It is going to be going in the direction of Thomasville, Fulton, and Grove Hill. Even though you guys are not in the tornado warning right now, we may get a new one there soon. So if you're over in Thomasville or Fulton, we should be staying weather aware right now. Back down towards Lucedale, the rotation right now is not as strong as before. There's still some rotation. Could still see a tornado at any point. That's approaching Bexley, basically going to be paralleling US Highway 98 down in the direction of Rock Creek, and then eventually going into southwestern Alabama. The storm's kind of going in the direction of Mobile, so we need to keep an eye on this one for sure as it continues to track down to the east-southeast. Some models were showing that like the Mobile area and Bay Minette could be a little bit of a highlight spot in the next hour or two for tornadoes. So we need to keep very close tabs on this area for sure. And then back down to our Bay St. Louis tornado warning. Again, the radar does not show a whole lot in terms of rotation. If we had a tornado, it'd be right over here, probably on the north side near the Bridges Golf Club. And again, it's still very windy out here. It's been windy this entire time. The wind has been whipping. And so if we had a tornado, it wouldn't be surprising to me with how much wind we have, but this might just be a big RFD surge, which would be our rear flank downdraft, bringing some pretty significant wind into town. The wind is now just beginning to pick up right along the Gulf Coast, or right along the Gulf Coast. So this camera here is going to be right on the US Highway 90 bridge. So this connects Bay St. Louis to Timber Ridge and Pass Christian. So this goes over the Bay of St. Louis. And the wind is now starting to pick up here. But the main area that we've been looking at for maybe a tornado risk was back over here, kind of on the west side of Bay St. Louis. And this has been nonstop wind for literally 10 minutes now. Still going. Do you think this spring will be as active as last year? I think it'll be probably right around as active. I would expect it'll be pretty active this year. I think the spring, I don't think the rest of March doesn't look to be super duper active. Like we have another storm coming in a few days on Sunday that could produce significant severe weather. We're going to be right back at it with severe weather coverage, I think, on Sunday. But we also have winter storm coverage possibly on Saturday and Sunday too. So we will have a pretty significant severe weather event possibly again on Sunday from Indiana and Michigan back to the Gulf Coast, even in Texas and Arkansas. But after that severe weather event happens Sunday into Monday, I think we're going to start to chill out for about a week or two. Well, it doesn't look as significant in the long term, at least for the remainder of March. And then things will probably pick right back up again. This is an interesting area of convergence right here near Hillman and Leakesville. We have very strong velocities going towards the radar.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
They may have issued, yeah, they just issued a tornado warning on this. That right there could definitely produce a tornado. If you're over in Vernell, Leakesville, just west of Citronelle here in Alabama, we need to be seeking shelter. There's a strong area of rotation that's developing. This is from Mobile County, Washington County, and as well as Greene County. Greene County, Mississippi. Other two counties there are in Alabama. So please get to your safe place immediately if you're in this warning. The rotation is definitely on the stronger side of things right now near Vernell, going towards Browntown, Pisgah, as well as Leakesville. This new tornado warning that was just issued includes about 5,600 people. I can't believe this is still going. I was watching today at like 1 o'clock. Yeah, I had a feeling this might be a really late event tonight, but you know, this started all the way back. Technically, severe weather was started yesterday. I mean, we had severe weather overnight. We had a few tornado warnings this morning, even before we went live. And now, you know, we still have severe weather happening, and it does not look like it's ending until tomorrow at like maybe 11 or 12 o'clock, maybe even later than that. The tornado threat won't be done anytime soon either. Tornado threat will probably go at least through 12 o'clock tomorrow. This right here, again, near Leakesville, pretty strong rotation. And again, I would not be surprised if we got a tornado there. The Bay St. Louis storm, it's hard to see anything. I don't see a whole lot of rotation anymore. It's been a lot of wind so far. It is still very windy in Bay St. Louis. It's been windy this entire time. All three cameras at the bottom of your screen are all in Bay St. Louis. But if you're in this warning, continue to head the warning, because again, we're in a little bit of a radar hole here, not as definitively able to see what's exactly happening inside of this warning right now because of where it is corresponding to our radar site. All right, we got a new radar scan coming in just a second. Again, strong area of rotation is what we're looking at here near Leakesville, Mississippi. It'll be crossing into Alabama here shortly. Thank you, Andrew, for the super chat. All right, here comes the warning here, or the radar scan. We just got a new severe thunderstorm warning. This does include Mobile, Alabama, Lucedale, just south of Citronelle. That is going to be for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. All right, latest scan on velocities. Not as strong, but...
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Oh, real quickly, we have a new tornado warning again. This one's going to be in Alabama, too. So brand new tornado warning. This will be for Thomasville, Fulton. If you are in this tornado warning near Alabama 69, south of Sweetwater, we need to be in our safe places now. Get away from windows, get on the lowest floor possible, and get to an interior room of your home or building. That's going to be for Thomasville, Fulton, and Campbell, just west of Camden. We are now sitting at 4 tornado warnings. We have 7 severe warnings. We literally have severe warnings and tornado warnings stretching from south of New Orleans all the way into southwestern Alabama. Real quickly, south of New Orleans, we do have a tornado possible severe warning here that was issued for Golden Meadow. I don't really see a whole lot of rotation here, but it's going kind of into the marsh and stuff like that. I think the main concern here will be just damaging winds, but possibly an isolated tornado can't be ruled out. Going back to that other tornado warning I was just talking about, the one near Leakesville, it did get broader, but we still have an area of convergence, and it could still produce a tornado. We're looking at this area here. That's one of the stronger areas of rotation that we've had so far this evening, at least from when went live. So that is going in the direction of Citronelle, Mount Vernon, and Mavico, which is in southwestern Alabama. Again, we are now sitting at 4 tornado warnings. There's been an active last couple of hours here in the Deep South. There's a report coming out of Lumberton County in Mississippi that there's some significant storm damage, including power lines down and a roof missing from a building. There's also been debris reported in a field. There's also a possible fire. Whether that's related to severe weather or not, we do not know. Thank you, Joe, for the super chat. Jordan with the super chat says, how is Charleston, West Virginia looking the rest of the night? I think severe weather's done up there. I think you guys are chilling. We need a tornado warning on this. All right, yeah, this is getting a little bit more concerning now, and I think the models are right. We got a lot of areas of rotation now starting to crank. This one looks concerning. That one's going directly towards Mobile. We got an area of strengthening rotation just west of 63. We have another area of rotation about to hit Lucedale. Can we get slot 3 for a Lucedale camera? That right there is going to go right through Lucedale, and then this area is just a large area of rotation going towards Citronelle, Alabama. This line is definitely intensified here over the last few minutes. And that might be a tornado. We might have a tornado right now on the west side of Lucedale. I'm leaning towards that being a tornado. It's a very small debris signature, but if that's a tornado, it's right there on the west side of Lucedale. This would probably be the beginning stages of a tornado if it is. Again, we're going to have to wait another scan, but there could be a tornado. If you are near Fig Farm Road, King Street, near the George Regional Hospital in Lucedale, we need to be hunkering down right now. I want to reiterate, if you guys have friends or family inside of these areas, please make sure that they're aware of this. Again, there is an ongoing tornado risk right now, right just barely northwest here of Mobile. We're going to have another radar scan in a second. It's coming in now, so we're going to see what it looks like. But there are now 3 distinct areas of rotation right west right now of the Alabama-Mississippi border. Here comes that radar scan, so we'll see what every one of these looks like. This one, again, not warned, but that is a strengthening area of rotation right now. All right, latest scan, not as concerning on that one. This one, again, potential tornado right now on the west side of Lucedale. And that is a tornado. All right, we do have a tornado in progress west of Lucedale. This just happened moments ago. It's maybe still on the ground. There is a debris signature near Country Hill Road. So there is a tornado down here, at least according to radar. We do at least have some sort of small tornado that has touched down on the west side of Lucedale. This would have just hit the Country Hill Road. There are homes on Country Hill Road that would have been just hit by that. So a tornado just struck the west side there of Lucedale. It is likely still in progress. They might upgrade this to confirm, but there's definitely a tornado there. There's also a large area of rotation near Vernell that is going towards Citronelle. So Citronelle, you guys are in the path of a potential tornado risk. But you guys, again, there's 100% at least a tornado right now over the Country Hill Road. I'm going to see what this actually is here. I'm pretty sure there are homes here on the in this spot. Again, the map's open here. And yeah, there are homes that would have just taken a direct hit from this. Now, unfortunately, there are a couple homes there's multiple homes on that road that were just hit by this tornado. Again, I don't know. We don't know really how strong it is, but there's definitely a tornado there. We'll have another radar scan in a second. We still are watching this area of rotation that's not warned right now near the Pascola River State Wildlife Management Area. We'll have a new radar scan at any second here. They have not upgraded the warning for Lucedale to confirm, but there is a tornado down. At least briefly, there's been a tornado. Waiting for a radar scan. Here it comes. All right, we got a new radar scan coming in now. We also need to watch these storms right now near the Gulf Coast. There's a little bit more rotation on those over the last few minutes. These storms are getting closer and closer to the radar site, so it's a little bit easier to see what's going on. that you missed from the super chat? Here's the latest scan. And now it's a little bit smaller, so there could still be a tornado. The velocities are pretty strong. I don't know if there's a tornado at this point. The debris signature got smaller, but there could still be a tornado. It would be on the west side of Lucedale right now. Very strong rotation still, though. The one also to the north near Vernell, that one is still strong. That is heading towards Browntown. Citronelle is also in the path of that. The Alabama tornado warning, this one is again kind of in the middle of almost nowhere. It's very hard to see the rotation because of the radar hole that we're in. Just obviously seek shelter if you're in this warning. It's definitely rotating. It's just we don't know how intense it is or if it's on the ground, and it's going to be very difficult to know how intense it is or if there's a tornado with the radar hole that we have, unless we get some sort of spotter report. There's also an area that we have to watch for near Selma, Alabama, a little broad area of rotation. That's moving to the northeast towards the Valley Grande area. That is tracking to the northeast right now. The Gulfport tornado warning just west of Gulfport, that'll probably be allowed to expire. We are watching some rotation north of Gulfport. If you are in Gulfport, I'd stay up for a little bit just to make sure these storms pass you without any sort of tornado concerns. All three cameras on the bottom of your screen are included in some sort of tornado warning right now. Not seeing anything on any of those cameras right now, but we have 3 different cameras lined up in case we see anything. Okay, so they're all in Lucedale. All 3 cameras on the bottom of your screen are all in the Lucedale tornado warning. And again, we just had a tornado moments ago on the west side of Lucedale. There could be another one forming right now that is going over Lucedale, Mississippi, and it's going to be approaching Shipman, Vaughn, and Ward. You can see the bottom left camera, the wind is starting to pick up there. So we are starting to see an increase of wind. Rotation is probably over Lucedale right now. If we have a tornado, it'd be hitting town. We do not have a new radar scan yet. This is the newest one. And so this is now where it is. Not as strong as the last scan. If we have a tornado be on the southwest side of Lucedale, there's still a small little CC drop. There could be some sort of remnants of our last tornado or maybe a weak tornado lifting up debris. Does not appear to be anything strong, but there is maybe a weak tornado right now on the west side of Lucedale. That could also be from the last tornado that we just had. Is Florida going to be put under a tornado watch soon? Florida will likely be included into some sort of watch, at least the Panhandle. We are expecting a tornado watch there here soon, at least in the Panhandle. Not all of Florida, though. If you're like in Orlando or Miami, we do not have a tornado watch coming. All these little cells that keep going out in front of the line here, they're kind of merging with this line of thunderstorms, and that's actually increasing our tornado risk. They're pretty favorable storm mergers here. Low, the $10 super chat. Max, why did Indiana not issue severe warnings or tornado warnings last night? As you indicated, is this national standard? I don't know what you're talking about exactly. I don't know what you're referring to. So, thank you, Sonny, for the super chat. This rotation here, southwest of Pisgah here in Mississippi, that hook and inflow has got a little bit more organized, a little bit more rotation there. That's going into Browntown, right along the Alabama-Mississippi border here in a moment. And this Lucedale storm is definitely the more concerning area of rotation that we've had. It's going directly down towards Mobile. I really do think over the next hour, our tornado threat's probably going to be maximized down here in southwest Alabama and southeastern Mississippi. Here's the latest radar scan. Here comes the radar beam around, and that right there could be a tornado. A little bit tighter there. That's just around Highway 63. No tornado yet, but that's a tight area of rotation. This is what it looks like in Lucedale right now. We do have a tornado warning, and we did have a tornado moments ago. Very strong wind right now going through Lucedale. This is near Beaver Dam Road at US Highway 98. There's no longer any sort of debris signature over Lucedale, so we do not have a tornado anymore. There could be a tornado down, though, a little bit further to the north, east of Vernal, near Highway 63. It's going towards Browntown. But very windy out here right now in Lucedale, where we just had a brief tornado on the west side of town. This is what it looks like right now, a little bit further to the north. We go to the one cam view here. This right here. is a little bit concerning. That's a pretty tight couplet. When you get really tight, winds going towards the radar, and you get that. This is what we basically just saw on the west side there of Lucedale a moment ago. So that could be a tornado. We don't have a debris signature yet, but it is definitely strong rotation. New severe warning for Chatham, Citronelle, and Mount Vernon, Alabama. That is for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. That'll be moving in the direction of Atmore, just southwest of Monroeville. The winds are very, very strong right now in Lucedale. Easily 60 to 70-mile-per-hour winds. We have a breaking news report coming out of Easleyville, Louisiana. According to broadcast media, there are multiple reports of numerous trees and power lines down northeast of Greensburg from a possible tornado. That has been a very common thing that we've heard today over in far eastern Louisiana, at least over the last couple of hours. They duck for the super chat. There is a chance of a tornado in Mobile. I wouldn't say the odds are very high, but the highest tornado risk over the next 2 hours is definitely in southwest Alabama and southeast Mississippi. So if you are located in Mobile, I would be staying weather aware. If you're not sleeping yet, I don't really feel like there's much of a reason to sleep at this point because you're probably going to wake up in an hour from storms anyway. If you go to bed, just have ways to receive alerts. And if you have max alert, that would probably be the one way to at least wake you up if you're under a warning. We'll have another radar scan, and at any moment, our strongest area of rotation right now is east of Vernal, going towards Browntown. It's going to be crossing to Alabama here in a minute. Here's the latest scan. And not seeing much. If we had a tornado, it would have already happened. That's a very small little CC drop, but it's not enough to really say it's definitely a tornado. That's near Old Highway 63. We have several little small areas of rotation coming together west of Mobile. That's near the Pascola River State Wildlife Management Area. We still have several areas of rotation all up and down this line of thunderstorms. I do want to reiterate, even if one area of rotation goes away, it doesn't mean everything's going away. And there's going to be several areas of rotation that are going to keep popping up and going away, popping up, going away, that sort of thing. And we're only about maybe 30 minutes. We're less than 30 minutes away from Mobile getting hit by this line, by the way. This isn't even that far anymore. Literally less than 30 minutes away from Mobile and surrounding areas getting at least hit by the wind and maybe a tornado risk. We go back to the Gulf Coast. They did cancel the tornado warning there near Gulfport. Still a little bit of weak rotation there. It's, again, not really much. There's just some very weak rotation right there, right along Highway or Interstate 10. And if you're back over in New Orleans, we're pretty much done with storms. If you're south of New Orleans, that's where severe weather's still happening. But it's only to your south and east at this point. Just a lot of rain for the next few hours. We also have a strong storm going towards Montgomery, Alabama. We are keeping an eye on these storms west of Montgomery for a potential isolated tornado risk. It's mostly going to be wind, but we have some broad rotation near Valle Grande and also near Selma. Still a lot of areas to be watching for over the next several minutes. We have a large area of convergence that's still trying to come together northwest of Mobile. We'll have another radar scan here in just a second. Thoughts on Milton, Florida? I think we'll be chilling, and I think Milton, Florida is fine until probably 2 in the morning, maybe. Or actually, for your time, it's going to be closer to 3. I think mainly a wind risk, but isolated tornado can't be ruled out. Same thing for the Pensacola area. All kind of the same thing. Wild night. It's been a wild last 36 hours. We have a slightly stronger area of rotation again near Popetown. Small area of rotation south of Barton. Again, very small areas, not imminently concerning, but we're keeping an eye on those. Further to the north, we have another stronger area of rotation again. This one's going into Browntown right now. That is near Browntown, going towards 96, Louisiana, or actually, sorry, that's Alabama, 217. Is in the path of that one. The tornado that hit Lucedale again is completely lifted. We still have an area of rotation though southeast of Lucedale that is heading directly towards US Highway 98. So Mobile, Alabama, still stay on alert here. Storms are coming towards you right now. There is definitely a little area of rotation that's trying to come together, going towards Hurley and southern Mississippi, and then eventually going towards Mobile. Hey, Jerry, for becoming a member. We still have 3 tornado warnings, again, one of which is in Alabama. The other two are in Mississippi. One's technically on the Alabama-Mississippi border. Let me refresh the power outages here. Power outage map is just updated. Again, our power outages are continuing to increase here from these storms tonight. Almost, if you see any of these polygons here, these are all power outages. So anything in blue is isolated, and then red is going to be that widespread, basically. That's kind of our color scheme here. And a lot of these areas near Hattiesburg even have had at least some isolated to scattered power outages. We now have a tornado watch that has just been issued for Alabama, Florida, and Georgia. We'll have the exact details in just a second. We're working on getting those for you. A little area of rotation northwest of Citronelle, Alabama, too. This one I didn't even see. That's at least a broad area of rotation going towards McIntosh. Here's the tornado watch that was just issued. This is going to be for Alabama, Georgia, and Florida. Almost 5 million people are in this tornado watch. So this is going to include Warner Robins, Milledgeville, not Atlanta, but South Atlanta, LaGrange, Columbus, Dothan, Panama City, Pensacola, and Montgomery. A couple tornadoes are possible, isolated up to the size of quarters, and then scattered damaging wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour is also going to be possible. So if you're in any of this tornado watch, stay alert. There is a potential again for a couple of tornadoes tonight. Hey, Roscoe for the $20 super chat. How long am I going to be live? I'm going to be live as long as needed. I'm honestly feeling pretty rejuvenated after eating, so I'm not going to lie. I'll be here as long as needed. As long as we have active...
A new tornado warning has been issued.
As long as we have active tornadoes and tornado warnings, we'll probably be live. We have a new tornado warning in Mississippi. This will be back over here. I don't even know where. Tornado warning didn't pop up this time. It's going to be Jackson County, Mississippi. All right, that's down here. New tornado warning west of Mobile. That is another area of rotation we just talked about. So a little stronger area of rotation there developing near Popetown going towards Hurley. It's going directly to the east right now. It'll be going into the Mobile area. It's going towards Mobile, Alabama, just to the south and west there of Harleston.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
We have another tornado warning. This one's going to be issued for the Semmes area, west of Pritchard, west of Saraland. So if you're in either of these two tornado warnings, we need to be in our safe, or any of these tornado warnings, we need to be in our safe places. All right, we're up to 4 tornado warnings. So seek shelter immediately, get away from windows, get on the lowest floor possible, and get to an interior room of your home or building if you're in any of these tornado warnings. The main area of rotation that we're looking at right now, once again, we'll be back over here near Old Americus, going towards Harleston and Hurley. We got another area of rotation developing near Highway 613, going towards US Highway 98. And then we have a larger area of rotation, multiple other areas of larger rotation, one of which is southeast of Leakesville, and then another one northwest of Citronelle in Alabama. So we have, again, 4 tornado warnings, 3 of which are all kind of going in the Mobile direction. Spring Hill, west of Chickasha, west of Pritchard. That's where we're watching for another area, again, of rotation here, moving to the east-southeast. Hey, Carr for the $5 super chat. How's the tornado threat for Baton Rouge and surrounding? I think Baton Rouge is pretty much done. Storms have already kind of passed you at this point. And we may have a tornado down. There's at least a small CC drop. Strong tightening there near Vaughn, right along the Alabama and Mississippi border. So there could be a tornado there. That is heading in the direction of Semmes, Chickasha, and Pritchard. I do want to remind you guys, if you have friends or family, again, in the path of these storms, feel free to share the stream. Again, we'll be live as long as needed. Mobile's in the path of this. We're eventually going to be having Pensacola and Milton, Florida in the path of this. Got dangerous storms out there this evening. It's obviously almost 12 o'clock Central Time. It's almost 1 o'clock Eastern Time. It's late. So if you guys have friends or family in the path of these storms, make sure that they're aware of this. Get the word out there. We're live. Commercial-free coverage here on YouTube. We have several areas of strong rotation. We may have a tornado down again near Vaughn, but at the bare minimum, very strong rotation. And all the other areas of rotation are definitely on the stronger side of things. We have Mobile County, Alabama, George County in Mississippi, Jackson County, Mississippi, all under tornado warnings, and as well as Clark County, Alabama. Those are just a few counties, again, that are under tornado warnings right now. We have a new radar scan coming in just a second. Go back to standing mode. Thank you, Kevin, for the super chat. Will Southeast Georgia get hit by this tonight? I do think Southeast Georgia will at least see some storms, not really tonight, but tomorrow morning. So we're talking like later in the morning hours, probably closer to like 8 to 12. It'll probably be after you wake up tomorrow morning. All right, new radar scan should be coming in here in just a second. Here's the latest scan. It's a little strong area of rotation right now near Vaughn. We have another, again, stronger area of rotation near Citronelle. We do not have a CC drop on the Vaughn storm right now. Again, there could have been a brief tornado, but at least still some strong rotation right now near Shipman. Going towards Latonia and Mofet. This is basically going to go down highway or US Highway 98, kind of going towards the north side of Mobile. The more northern storms that we're looking at, there's one up here again south of 594 going towards Citronelle, Alabama. Wouldn't be surprised if we got a new tornado warning for Citronelle, Alabama here soon. And then this is another area of at least broad rotation near Irville going towards Boothtown, Lambert, Turnerville, and Lambert Grove. You guys will be in the path of that. We also have a little stronger area of rotation, a small little baby hook here near Popetown, heading towards Harleston. Tanner Williams will be in the path of that, and then eventually going towards the Mobile Regional Airport. Would assume there's really probably no flights right now that are taking off or anything like that, but you never know. There is an airport there. We actually do have a live shot at the city of Fairhope, bottom right of your screen. We'll have a live shot of the storm as it rolls in, probably. That's over there, just off to the southeast there of Mobile. Thank you, Coffee, for becoming a member. Jason with the super chat asked if Warren Robins, Georgia has a chance of storms. There is a chance, but it will not be until like probably 4 to 6, maybe 7 in the morning. Be pretty late tonight. I'll have another radar scan in a second. I'm going to zoom out a little bit if you're just tuning in. We also just got a new severe thunderstorm warning north of Montgomery, Alabama. That'll be for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. That is just south of Clanton, going towards Pine Level and also Interstate 65. So 60-mile-per-hour winds again moving east right now. That is going to be for Marengo County in Alabama. We will have a new radar update here near Mobile at any moment. Thank you, Josh, for the super chat. McHenry, Mississippi. I don't know where that is exactly, but I'm just going to kind of show you a line. If you're behind this line in Mississippi, you're pretty much done. The only areas that we have storms in right now in Mississippi that would be concerning for tornadoes are right near the Gulf Coast, near Pascagoula, west of Mobile. A lot of our tornadic activity will be shifting into Alabama, Florida, and Georgia over the next few hours. But Mobile's still in that risk area right now. We've been talking about Mobile quite a bit here over the last few minutes. All right, latest radar scan. Again, I'm not seeing any active tornadoes right now. We are still looking at an area of rotation near Popetown. That is moving towards Harleston and Tanner Williams and Glen Acres. It's, again, a broad area of rotation. Not as strong as a moment ago, but it could re-intensify. Further to the north, near US Highway 98, we still have an area of rotation. I would still say this is on the moderate side of things. It's not super strong, but it's definitely been stronger at times. We'll say that. It's on a medium rotation scale right now. So on our velocity scale, it's about a 6 out of 10, moving towards Latonia and Mofet. And then further to the north, west of Citronelle, we have a couple different areas of rotation, one of which is west of US Highway 45, and then another one, that one's a bit more of just wind right now, but that would be moving towards US Highway 45 towards McIntosh. Then our friends over in Thomasville, Alabama, this storm has been kind of in a radar hole. The rotation here has been pretty broad. Again, I'm not sure we really have much here, but if you are in Thomasville, continue to stay in your safe place. That's just west of Pine Hill. And then over in Montgomery, we do have damaging winds coming up. Tornado risk with this storm is low, but it's definitely not zero. If we have a hook reach out, we could get a tornado risk going towards Pine Level and Holtville, north of Montgomery, and again, south of Alabaster. So definitely do not let your guard down if you are over here north of Montgomery. Storm is not quite done yet. We'll have another radar scan in a second for the Mobile area. Hey, for the super chat. Bad storms on the way to Milton, Florida soon. I think Milton, Florida will be mainly a wind risk, but again, isolated tornado does exist. You are in the line, though, for this line of thunderstorms in about 1.5 hours or so. I'd give it about 90 more minutes. These storms right now are moving east at about 35, 40 miles per hour. And if we track that out with that current speed of storms going just in the direction of Florida, I'm going to make it a little bit higher just in case they do go a little bit faster, which, again, they could speed up as they move east. But Milton will be sometime around 2 to 2:30 Eastern. So we're talking kind of in that ballpark. Mobile will probably be sooner than 1:20 Eastern. I also think most areas here in Alabama, we're now going at Eastern time. Look at the time zone map here. I need to make sure. I always get confused on this divide. No, so Alabama's in Central, right? Oh, we're actually all in Central for the rest of the night. I think all of Alabama's in Central, and then Western Florida is also in Central. So technically, according to that math, Milton would be around 1:30 Central. All right. Somebody said in the chat my local time, and I thought we were talking about maybe Eastern for some reason. All right, so we are all in Central and Alabama. And also the Florida Panhandle. But yeah, Mobile, Alabama, we're going to be getting hit by this area of storms probably right around 12:10. So we got about half an hour, maybe sooner than that. We're only about half an hour away from the storm.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
We have a new tornado warning in Alabama. This one's going to be for Citronelle, Mount Vernon, Monvico, as well as Creola. If you are in this tornado warning, we got to get to our safe places now. We have a strong area of rotation right now that is located northwest of Citronelle. We also have another area of rotation just south of 90. So two different areas of rotation right now, moving towards Mount Vernon and Monvico. And all the rotation we have right now is radar indicated, but we've had several close attempts at tornadoes. We have a stronger area of rotation near Latonia, and there's another one near Howell. None of those are on the ground right now, but they are definitely there. We also have an area of rotation east of Popetown that is still ongoing. So the tornado risk does still exist with this area of storms. Back down towards Biloxi and Gulfport, there's really not a whole lot of rotation here. It's mostly just wind, low tornado risk, but mostly wind right now. Nothing actively touching down. We are back down to 4 tornado warnings. I think they might be canceling this warning. Might have just canceled one. Or maybe my warning counter's wrong. I don't know. Did a tornado warning get canceled? It says 4 tornado warnings. Am I tripping? It shows 5. I see 5 tornado warnings. It says 4 on my screen. I don't know if that's a National Weather Service thing or what. Potential twins. There's a potential for twin tornadoes with this line, but not sure where exactly that happened. We just got another radar scan. Again, strong area of rotation still north side of Citronelle in Alabama. It's going to be crossing over Route 45 or US Highway 45 in just a moment. We have 2 other areas of rotation just south of that on the south side of Citronelle. So Citronelle, you should be in your safe place no matter what. Alabama, Mount Vernon, Monvico, we are in the path of this. And Creola. We have a small tightening also near Moffett, right along US Highway 98. This is getting obviously dangerously close at this point to the Mobile area. And there's another area of rotation just south of US Highway 98. If we count them all up, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 areas of rotation. All in this area here. We got 6. Crazy. What happens when you have a line of thunderstorms? It's what we call a pretty intense mesoscale convective system, a QLCS, whatever you want to call it. It's all kind of the same thing right now, what we're seeing. That tornado warning that was west of Montgomery, they did cancel that one. So we're back down to 4 tornado warnings. And we're still watching an increasing damaging wind risk right now, heading in the direction of Marbury, Pine Level as well. Main area of rotation would be east of Alabama 22. It's a broad area right now. I'll have another radar scan here near Mobile in a second. You get a rotation and you get a rotation. Pretty much. All right, here's the latest scan. Our most southern tornado warning. This one has been very weak over the last few minutes. Not seeing anything definitively on that storm. The one near Moffett, which this one's basically going towards the north side of Mobile. That one's been a bit stronger. That's on the south side of Moffett. No active tornado right now, but rotation is now going into Worley, Wilmer, and then going down towards Semis, if I'm saying the name right. Also going towards the Red Creek Heights, just northwest of Mobile. Broader area of rotation right now west of Georgetown. We have a little bit of rotation west of US Highway 45. That one's east of Lucedale, southwest of Citronelle. And then 2 other areas of rotation still over the Citronelle area. Those are going towards Mount Vernon and Monvico. Again, nothing actively on the ground, but still several areas of rotation. And that tornado warning popped back up again. Is it still going? I'm so confused. Why does my counter say 4 and there's 5 tornado warnings on here? Give me 1 second. I'm going to refresh this real quick. It was that tornado warning. All right, so this one's still ongoing. The other one was canceled. Never mind. Now we're down to 3. What other warning got canceled? Or is that one of them expired, didn't they? I'm lost in the sauce at this point. One of these other tornado warnings just got canceled. It says 3 now. Unless something's bugging out. I have really no clue what's going on. Unplug it and plug it back in. We might have to. I'm getting seriously lost. Like I have a whole warning dashboard that we have. We have this entire warning dashboard. This is right from the National Weather Service, and there's nothing in the last few minutes that says expired or anything like that. Something's tripping. I don't know. If you're on any of the pink polygons, stay in your safe place unless otherwise stated, because, well, no, now that warning's gone. So maybe that one was actually expired. All right, or canceled. So we're at 3 tornado warnings. All right, here's the latest radar scan. Again, the Mobile area is still the more concerning area right now. So that storm up there west of Montgomery did end up getting canceled. Here's the latest scan, waiting for velocities to update. Again, we're only about 10-15 minutes from storms being right there in Mobile. Saraland and Chickasha and Pritchard. Waiting for velocities to update. And here's the latest scan on velocities. There might be a tornado there north of Mofet. It would be really quick and weak if there was one. We have a tightening of rotation right now west of US Highway 45. Another one north of US Highway 8. That right there is a pretty tight area of rotation over Mofet. That might be a tornado, actually. There's a tightening of rotation just south of Industrial Parkway. That is going right into Worley and Wilmer. So there could be a tornado down. If there is one, it is going directly towards Semis and Red Creek Heights. Again, these tornadoes are pretty quick. They're not long lasting like yesterday. So it'll be kind of hit or miss here. It might be quick. It'll be on the ground for a few minutes, maybe. Lift might be a new one near Mobile. So this one, even if it drops, probably will not be on the ground all the way through Mobile. But there is likely a tornado here just south of Mofet. That's a pretty tight area of rotation there. Back over in Citronelle, we have a broader area of rotation there. Broad area of rotation there. Really, we have 3 areas of distinct rotation, all inside almost the same tornado warning here near Sems going towards Highway 45. No storm chasers tonight. It is literally almost 12 in the morning Central Time. There are no storm chasers out there. This is also a large line of thunderstorms. Usually storm chasers only chase like the big event. We're talking like, discrete cells, not usually lines of thunderstorms like this. Unless it's like a derecho. And this is also not the best chasing terrain. We did have a few chasers, though, earlier today. We had about 6 chasers, I think, today, actually. Maybe 7. No, actually, no, we had 8. All right, here's the latest radar scan. Again, there's several stronger areas of rotation right now just west of Mobile. Definitely need to watch these closely. We have a brand new velocity scan coming in. Somebody just send the chat. Lots of trees down here. If you guys have photos and videos, you can send it in to us. It's reports.maxvelocitywx.com. Again, take photos and videos safely. Would not go outside during a tornado warning here, especially at nighttime. All right, here's the latest scan. And we may have again had a tornado near Worley and Wilmer, waiting for the velocities to update. If we have a tornado, it'll be now just east of Mofet. This is now going towards 63. It's going through some neighborhoods. So some neighborhoods just north of Industrial Parkway, going towards Smithtown, Mavilla, and Colsha. We no longer really have any tornado warnings in Mississippi other than this one, which there's really not much rotation left on that. We still have several areas of rotation here north of Sems. A stronger area of rotation down near Boothtown that is now going towards the Turnerville and Chunchula areas. You guys are in the path of a stronger area of rotation right now, moving to the east. Where's everybody tuning in from the chat? Let me know in the chat where you guys are all tuning in from right now. I just asked in the chat, can I sleep in Panama City Beach, Florida? You can sleep if you're not under any warning, but I would also have ways to receive alerts. I'd have a tornado action plan in place, multiple ways to receive alerts, And I do highly recommend, if you need an extra way to receive weather alerts on top of just using a phone app or using a weather radio, if you don't even have weather radio, check out MaxAlert. It's maxalert.net. You'll basically get a phone call from me if you're under a tornado warning tonight or under any sort of significant severe thunderstorm warning. It's one of the, honestly, probably best ways to get weather alerts. And it's specifically tailored to your geolocation. It's at maxalert.net if you want to check it out. Somebody just said they're tuning in from North Dakota. We got Virginia tuning in. Got Arkansas, Australia. We got Texas, Indiana. Got plenty of people in Mississippi from what I'm seeing. We got some people in Florida too. Got Mobile. Got Germany. All sorts of places. All right, here's the latest velocity scan. All these areas of rotation have been pretty strong over the last few minutes. We have not had a definitive debris signature really anywhere. If any debris signatures have happened, they've been pretty quick hitting. This is the latest scan. Still rotation over 63. That's going over a lot of neighborhoods southwest of Georgetown. This area of rotation near Boothtown is still the strongest one. We got a little hook and an inflow. That right there is probably the strongest rotation that we have going towards US Highway 45. Mobile is still about 20 to 25 minutes from getting storms, maybe sooner. These storms are still moving east at about 35 miles per hour. We have a little bit of rotation also near McIntosh, but that's been pretty broad. Let me go back over to Montgomery here. This little cluster of storms just to the northwest of Montgomery has been producing wind here for quite some time. Not really looking at much rotation, but there's damaging winds heading towards Billingsley, Mawberry, as well as Pine Level. And mainly at a damaging wind risk right now, moving to the east. How's it going, James from West Mobile? Over in Louisiana, we're just about done with severe weather. Most of the state is cleared out. We still have a severe warning here south of New Orleans. That is for 60-mile-per-hour winds and a tornado possible label. After this line of storms gets offshore, we're done with severe weather in Louisiana. I mean, at this point, most of Louisiana can go to bed. We've had a lot of damage reports, though. All these black circles are damage reports from the last hour or two from our storms near Laurel, Hattiesburg, eastern Louisiana. Got a lot of areas have had damage reports, and so if you see any of those black circles, we've at least had power lines or trees down. We've had apparently there was a car wash roof that was ripped off of a place I think near Mite City from earlier too. Might have a tornado. I don't see a TDS. Let me look. Wait for velocities update. Apparently there might be a tornado debris signature northwest of Sems. Or Semis, which is just northwest here of Mobile. Waiting for the velocities to update. Shout out to Alexander with the PayPal donation. Velocities still have not updated. Dub with the super chat just said, yo, Max, really windy in eastern Kentucky right now. Are we good? You're good. Just windy. That might be a tornado right there. It's not enough to me to really confirm that for sure. Maybe a possible tornado going over near Wilmer Georgetown Road. It's also crossing over the Cuss Fork Road going towards Jack Williams Road. A lot of neighborhoods again right here just south of Georgetown. And if we had a tornado, it'd be located right there. Possible tornado. I'm not 100% sure on that. It's very small CC drop, just not enough to me to confirm something here. We also have an area of rotation here just west of Chunchula that is also a little bit stronger. So again, Mobile, any surrounding areas here near Mobile, we need to continue to stay weather aware. We'll be live again as long as needed. We got 3 tornado warnings right now, all of which are in Alabama at this point. Simes or Simmore? Sims? This is called Sims. Making sure. Pronunciation Sims. Thank you, Slim, for the $5 super chat from the London, United Kingdom. Love the work you do on all these storms to help you, and the help you provide everyone. Been watching constantly for almost a year now. Really appreciate that. Thank you for tuning in. In the United Kingdom, you're tuning in, and it's like almost like 6 in the morning, I think, right now, or 7 or something. Sims, all right. So it's just northwest of Sims. Again, possible tornado. We might have a tornado right here. I'm waiting for velocities to update. That could be a tornado right now near Georgetown. There is a CC drop right where the velocities were strengthening. These velocities have got to update. Come on. There might be a tornado. I think that it might be a tornado. It's still not 100% here. I've had several areas of contamination here. That's really strong rotation. All right, there. That's southwest of Georgetown. That's pretty strong. There could be a tornado here. It's not 100%, but north of Georgetown. We got like 2 different areas that we're looking at right now. Again, this is all just north of Mobile. Right here, north of Georgetown. We got another one southwest of Georgetown. Both possible tornadoes right now on the southwest and north sides there of Georgetown. This one does not have a tornado debris signature. That one has a little CC drop, but it does not really fully line up with velocities. With that said, this is about 17 seconds later, so I'm leaning towards this being a tornado. If this is a tornado, it would have been coming up on the Piggly Wiggly near Pond Branch. That would also be near Loft Road. It's on the very far northern side of our tornado warning. I don't think they're going to continue a tornado warning here to the south side of Mobile, but we'll see. Or the west side, really more than anything of Mobile. That area of rotation has been pretty weak here for a while. We're only a couple minutes away from Sims getting hit by this area of wind and also rotation. They are going to allow this tornado warning in Mississippi to expire, so we'll be back down to, I believe, 2 tornado warnings in about 3 minutes. Most concerning one still is the northwest side of Mobile right now. Here's the latest scan. The latest scan showing broader rotation again. Yeah, we've kind of in and out with these areas of rotation. They've been strong week, strong week. It's been all back and forth here over the last 20, 30 minutes. Honestly, that could have been a tornado. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Velocities were not super tight. If there was a tornado, it was on the north side of Georgetown, went right through a few possible communities here in Piggly Wiggly. That CC drop, if there's a tornado, it'd be going down to the almost east-southeast right now. Confidence level's not super high with that area of with the tornado debris signature there. Just say a possible tornado for now. The other one that we're looking at right here between 217 and 63, that one weakened on the last scan. We just got a new tornado possible severe warning in Louisiana. This one's going to be back over near Port Sulphur and Grand Isle, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Broad rotation on this. That is moving out to the southeast right now. Basically going right down Highway 23. Somebody send me the new mesoscale discussion whenever it comes out. Thank you, Holly, for the $20 super chat. I'm south of Stapleton, Alabama. Thanks for all your hard work. Appreciate you tuning in. Thank you, Sarah, for the $10 super chat. Hey, Max, been following for a very long time. So glad to see your channel grow so big. I knew you could do it. We have had a crazy amount of growth, even over the last 24 hours, guys. I mean, I think we've gained like 20,000 subscribers, 25,000 subscribers on YouTube. We gained like 30,000 followers on Facebook in one day. And we're doing national. We're obviously doing nationwide weather. We don't just cover one place, but we go live when these big weather events happen. And I think today was very justifiable. I know yesterday was 100% justifiable, but today even. And ideally, I want to be able to go live for more of these weather events, even if they're, not technically the high end stuff. Still want to be able to go live. This is the new mesoscale discussion. This is for those near Mobile, Alabama, back into Montgomery, Alabama. Also in far western Florida and the Florida Panhandle. The risk for tornadoes could increase a bit further through 2 to 4 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Most probable peak intensity for tornadoes is up to 115 miles per hour, and then damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour is possible. Here's the latest scan. Main area's rotation still staying a little bit north of Mobile. We actually have a small little area of rotation near Tanner Williams. This one would be going more towards Mobile.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Dude, this timing is crazy. We have a new tornado warning. This one's on the west. This is going to be west of Mobile. It's a pretty small area. Going towards the Mobile Regional Airport near Glen Acres and Ponderosa. So if you're in this warning, seek shelter. You'll see it pop up again in a second. If you're in that tornado warning, seek shelter immediately. Get away from windows. Get on the lowest floor possible. Get to the interior room of your home or building. Glen Acres, Ponderosa, Mobile Regional Airport, Big Lake or Big Creek Lake. You guys are all in the path of this. Any worries for Pembroke, Georgia? Mainly wind. Could be seeing a little isolated tornado threat, though. Well, if we had a tornado, which, again, there's been a CC drop for several scans now, kind of in a row. I'm leaning towards this actually being a tornado. Just weird. There might have been a brief tornado over there on the north side of Georgetown. I don't know if anybody's tuning in from Georgetown, but we do still have a little TDS. Possible tornado. I don't think it's ongoing anymore. It would have been leftover debris at this point, but that would be just west there of Chunch-Eula. And then further down to the south, a little bit broader rotation down near Smithville. Our only tornado warnings actively are all pretty much next to each other in southwestern Alabama. And we're also monitoring at least a low-end potential for a tornado up here in Alabama, further to the north near Clanton and Pine Level, north of Montgomery. It's mostly wind right now, but a broad area of rotation near Billingsley. A new radar scan coming in now. It looks like in 2 seconds. Ooh. Where's that? Hurley, Alabama? Where's Hurley, Alabama? What are we talking about? Mississippi? I don't know where that is. All right, here's the latest radar scan. We do not have an active tornado again near Mobile. We still have an area of rotation west of the Mobile Regional Airport. We have another area of rotation north of Semmes, and then another one still near the Chunchola area. That one's no longer on the ground if it was on the ground. Trying to figure out, there's another area of rotation we just had a second ago. Oh, that's near Tanner Williams. Oh, I see now. Okay, there might have been a tornado a second ago. There was a little hook echo right here. You can actually see it on radar. This is why they issued the tornado warning. We had a little hook near Tanner Williams a few moments ago, and this was on one of the latest scans near Tanner Williams. So this hook has been actually going for a few minutes now, and that is, again, why there's a tornado warning. So that's just west of Glen Acres going towards the Mobile Regional Airport. We need to watch that storm closely. Rotation's gone a little bit broader, though, over the last minute or two. Again, this is a line of thunderstorms. It's QLCS tornadoes. Want to reiterate that things will cycle quickly. New tornadoes and storms that might be producing tornadoes will weaken really quickly. They'll strengthen really quickly. This is very different from supercells. They're quick hitting. Like yesterday, we had a supercell that was rotating for 3 hours, really, and didn't produce a tornado for over an hour at one point. So the line of thunderstorms is different. We can easily get tornadoes within seconds or minutes of a little area of rotation developing, which is why it's a little bit more dangerous here at night. Hey, Troy, for the super chat from Dothan, Alabama, and appreciate what you do for everyone. Chinchula. Oh, thank you. Chinchula. Thank you, Grandma, for becoming a member. Any live cameras in the storm area? We got a few live cameras. Not as many as we usually do, but we do have one at the bottom middle of your screen. That's on the southeast side of Mobile that we'll have a live shot of this storm with. This is the latest radar scan. We have a bit more rotation now near Turnersville. I'm also just staying on the one cam view so I can show you guys the entire radar. A little bit of rotation still near Turnerville. That's approaching Berry Village. Upper Delta Wildlife Management Area is in the path of that little area of rotation. We also have a broader area of rotation now approaching Celeste and Creola. And there's also a rotation directly over Alabama 198. That actually might be a tornado. We've had so many close tornadoes here at this point. And it's really difficult to tell. But if we have a tornado, it'll be right over Loft. The velocities aren't super tight, so it's not 100%. But if we have a tornado, there is a small CC drop. That's over Lot. Should be right along Alabama 158. The warning that is west of Mobile Regional Airport, that one is broadened out again. So that only lasted maybe a couple minutes. But that might be a tornado. We got a hook echo going right along Alabama 158, going eastbound, and that is going towards Spanish Trace and Saraland. So continue to stay in your safe place if you're in this tornado warning, away from windows, and ideally on the lowest floor possible here. That is just northwest of Mobile. We'll have another radar scan in a second. We'll probably confirm it. There have not been any upgrades to these warnings to confirm at this point. And usually we can figure out if there's a tornado on the ground before they even upgrade the warning, at least the National Weather Service, but not all the time. This one is kind of one of those, again, we've had several maybe tornadoes here over the last 30 minutes that just are not fully definitive. I can't fully say they're on the ground, but there might be. And that's why I'm using caution here. I want to say something's 100% on the ground unless we definitely know it. Hey, here's the $10 super chat. Just want to thank you for the coverage yesterday. Helped me stay safe during the Lake Village tornado. Keep up the good work. Appreciate that. Hopefully you stayed safe. Here's the latest scan. We still got a hook down here west of the Mobile Regional Airport. Here's the latest scan. Latest scan. Velocities aren't really that strong. There is a CC drop. That could be a tornado right now, right along US. That would be right along Alabama 158. There's also a stronger area of rotation near Celeste now. It's just that the velocities aren't super tight. That's the thing. And it's really, really close. I'm leaning towards there being a tornado right now near Loft. The CC drop does go up in height. So yeah, if there's a tornado, it'll be right over Alabama 158 going directly to the east. It'll be coming up on the University of Mobile here in just a couple of minutes too. I've never been, I'm going to be honest, there's usually, I'm usually pretty confident if there's a tornado or not. I have had several times over the last half hour where I do not know. Like it's, the CC, the reflectivity lines up and the velocities don't. So, you know, this could be a tornado that already hit, might have already happened, could have happened a couple minutes ago. Now that's just debris being lofted up. But if that's a tornado, it's going right over Industrial Parkway here, going directly towards Kushla or Kushla. And then further to the north, that's another area of rotation that could drop a tornado at any moment going towards Interstate 65. And then still a little bit of rotation here west of the Mobile Regional Airport. And again, we'll have another velocity scan, another radar update in a second. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning. This one's going to be south of Monroeville for Frisco City, Atmore in Alabama. That's going to be for 70-mile-per-hour damaging winds. So that is a pretty intense line of thunderstorms that'll knock down trees and possibly power lines. This is the latest scan velocities, CC, and maybe a tornado, maybe not. Again, I would err on the side of caution with any of these storms. That may have been a tornado. And we also have an area of rotation still approaching Creola, Satsuma, and going into Celeste over the next couple of minutes. And this right over down here to the west of the Mobile Regional Airport is still a hook echo. It's going right towards the Mobile Regional Airport here over the next few minutes. It will eventually go towards Stapleton, Loxie, and Fairhope, just outside of Robertsdale. Shout out to Robin with the $25 Venmo donation. Thanks for watching over Mobile and Fairhope tonight. No problem at all. Glad I came back on because we've had a lot of tornado warnings since I went live. Live for a little over 2.5 hours. We're already live for 7.5 hours today. We're going to have over 10 hours of streaming today. It's going to be more than yesterday. Doesn't mean it was more intense. Today has definitely not been more intense, but we still are watching storms right now that are producing, tornadoes. This one, again, near Lot, I do think was a tornado. So I think we may have just had a tornado here over Lot just a moment ago. The CC velocities kind of line up. And again, there's a hook echo there. There could be a new tornado trying to drop near Saraland. If you're over in Mobile, Alabama, we really need to watch this storm like a hawk, because this thing's got to go over the radar site and will eventually go right into the Mobile area. Got a new radar scan coming in now. CC drop, or CC, is basically correlation coefficient. And what that essentially means is that we are looking at our, basically a radar that will show us all the particles in the atmosphere. And if it shows all red, that means there's rain falling. But if we start to see some blues, some greens, yellows, whatever it might be, that would usually mean that we have either a debris ball, we have hail falling, we have something other than rain that's falling, basically. It can also be useful for snow. I'm going to be honest, this right here west of Mobile is looking more and more concerning. A little hook there. We have not seen a lot of rotation so far. Waiting to see if the velocities have increased, and they are increasing. All right, yeah, we need to watch this, guys. Mobile. We need to watch that closely. That is an intensifying hook echo right now west of the Mobile Regional Airport. This will be going right towards the downtown area of Mobile. That is a bit more concerning. Also, the rotation right now, right along Industrial Highway near Alabama 158, that is also still strong. That did pretty. I'm more confident now that that was a tornado near Lot. This is now going towards Saraland and Satsuma. So that is moving east.
A new tornado warning.
I agree with this tornado warning entirely. I know it's a large area, but Mobile, Alabama, we are now inside of a tornado warning. All right. So if you are in Mobile, we need to seek shelter now. All right. This is a pretty dangerous storm, guys. The one that's west of Mobile is honestly pretty concerning. There is a large hook echo on radar and an inflow that is very definitive now, right next to it's literally right next to the radar site. This is right next to Mobile Regional Airport. And if there is a tornado, it's going to be coming up on the University of South Alabama, Spring Hill, going through the Mobile Infirmary, as well as Pritchard, Chickasha, and Mobile, right into town. So if you're in this tornado warning, again, get to your storm shelter, basement, closet, or bathroom, get away from windows, and on the lowest floor possible. This is a very dangerous area of rotation, and again, there could be a tornado at any moment. That rotation's gotten a bit stronger. The hook echo is very definitive on radar. There's also an area of rotation here near Cushla going towards Spanish Trace and Saraland that is also pretty strong. I know it's past midnight now, and a lot of people are sleeping, but guys, we got 324,000 people that are included in this tornado warning. If you guys have friends or family that are in this tornado warning, spread the word. Make sure that they are up and awake in their safe place or getting there now. And feel free to share this stream with them. They can watch it from their phone in the basement, the closet, whatever it is. You can watch on any device. We're on smart TVs, whatever. We are live here on YouTube, commercial-free coverage. We are watching these storms like a hawk right now here in the Mobile area. This is the latest scan. We still have a definitive hook echo. This hook echo is now extending almost out to the Mobile Regional Airport. We do not 100% know if there's a tornado right now. This is getting way too close to the radar site to even see if there's a tornado right now. But if there's a tornado, it would be right here, west of the Mobile Regional Airport, going right towards Pine Run. And then we have another area of rotation north of Mobile. This one's going towards Saraland. This one has already produced a tornado and might do so again. There's another area of rotation up here, west of Creola. So we have 3 active areas of rotation right now, all around Mobile. That is why this tornado warning is massive. Again, tornado warning for Mobile. Over 300,000 people included in this tornado warning. No active tornado right now, but one could drop at any moment. We got 3 areas of rotation that are very definitively on radar right now. And for those that are over in the Florida Panhandle or far southern here, Alabama, there is a risk of severe weather coming. We got a big line of thunderstorms. It's already produced multiple tornadoes, and it's produced pretty significant damaging winds at this point. We have a brand new radar scan coming in just a moment. We also have a large severe thunderstorm warning for all of Mobile and Stapleton for 70-mile-per-hour winds. That is a considerable damage threat. So the line of storms here is pretty significant, not just with the tornadoes, but also with the wind threat that is currently making its way into Mobile. Who all is tuning in right now from Mobile? Let me know in the chat. If you guys are all tuning in from Mobile. We don't have any cameras directly in Mobile. The closest camera we have is Fairhope. That's what we're looking at bottom right. The National Weather Service of Mobile's office is directly next to the radar site. There is a possibility that they might seek shelter. They might give the warning duties to another office temporarily, as the tornado warning is literally for them, and the rotation is basically going to go right over top of this radar and also over top of the regional airport here in a moment. We are now losing any sort of view of that rotation going over the radar site. It's too close. So again, there could be a tornado at any moment. If there were to be one, it's going towards a very populated area like Pinehurst, West Hill, Hillsdale Heights on the west side of Mobile. University of Southern Alabama is also in the path of that. We also have a hook echo right now near Cashola going towards Saraland at Oakley Estates and Satsuma. So that could produce a tornado at any moment. Two definitive areas rotation right now. A lot of you guys are tuning in from Mobile right now, and again, we'll keep you posted. If there's a tornado, we will let you know. We do not 100% have any tornadoes right now, but there could be a tornado near the Mobile Regional Airport, and there might be one developing still right along Industrial Parkway near Saraland. We have a new tornado possible severe thunderstorm warning. That one's going to be up near Montgomery. We have a large line of storms that has developed over the last half hour. Actually, a decent area of rotation right now near Mulberry. That is going towards Rockford, Holtville, and Selleck, just north of Montgomery, Alabama. Here's that yellow polygon. So anywhere in this yellow polygon, we need to be staying away from windows, preferably on the lowest floor possible. Falling trees, power lines are possible. We have broad area of rotation right now, about a crossover right over Interstate 65, just north of Pine Level. New velocity scan, new radar scan in just a moment. Latest radar scan still showing a hook echo over Kashula, right on Industrial Parkway. No active tornado, what we're seeing on the correlation coefficient. We still have a hook echo right over the Mobile radar site, and at this point, we don't know if there's a tornado. Like, it's over a radar site now. So the only way we'll know is if there's any spot reports of a tornado or any sort of power flashes, basically. It's also a low precip hook, so it might actually be pretty visible if it's down. This rotation near College Woods has gotten stronger over the latest scan. Again, I think this did produce a tornado back near Lott, Alabama, just a couple minutes ago. It's now going into Saraland, and there is an increasing risk right now in Saraland, Satsuma, and Creola of a tornado. So we need to be in our safe places, if we're not already, in Saraland and Satsuma in case there is a tornado, because it'll be moving right into your area in the next 3 to 4 minutes. There's really no time to wait at this point. Real quickly, we do have a new damage report of a roof blown off a house at Grady Slade Road. That's back over in Carnes, Mississippi. That is from the storms earlier. This entire line of storms has now knocked out power for a lot of people. We now have isolated power outages beginning to ramp up in southwestern Alabama. Choctaw County is at about 300 without power. That's about 10% of the county. Clark County, a little over 600 customers without power. Isolated power outages happen in Washington County. And then just west of these tornado warnings, about 6.7% of people without power in George County, and a little over 10% in those yellow counties here. But there's widespread power outages over in southern Mississippi. So if you're in the Mobile area, I would not really try to go upstairs and get your flashlights now if you have not already gotten them. But if they're nearby in your safe place, you might want to get them real quick. At least over here. You got maybe a minute. But I would run to get them if you're trying to get them. You got to be like in here. You can't be over here. If you're over here, we already got a tornado possibly knocking on your doorstep. So stay in that safe place now. If you're near Saraland and Satsuma. If you're out in front of these storms, back over to like Bay Minette, Stapleton, Robertsdale, you guys got a few minutes, but I would be getting the flashlight, the closed-toed shoes, all that stuff ready to go now, in case you do go under a tornado warning, because there is a risk of power outages, and there is a risk of a tornado here as these storms continue to push to the east over Mobile Bay. All right, here's the latest radar scan. At this point, the rotation that is on the storm west of Mobile, directly west of downtown, is now fully over the radar site. We do not know what is happening right now there. There could be a tornado, there could be strong rotation, there could be weak rotation. We don't know. It's literally over a radar site, so we have really no clue. If the radar site goes out, it's probably a tornado, but at least for right now, we just don't know right now. This is really the more concerning area of rotation for sure that we can at least see. That's near Saraland. I'm waiting for another radar scan here. No tornado debris signature right now, but the velocities have been much stronger near Spanish Trace. The latest scan still showing that rotation. It's right over the north side now of the University of Mobile. We've also seen a couple more areas of rotation developing up near Mount Vernon, right along the leading edge of this line of thunderstorms. Does this hurt the radar site? The only thing that it would hurt is if we end up seeing a tornado that hit the radar site would go down. So that's the only thing that could actually happen. I mean, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but that would basically give us an indication that there's probably a tornado. Not very often do we have damaging winds knock out a radar site. It happens occasionally, but it would have to be really intense winds. It would have to at least be, 70, 80, 90. It would at least have to be 80 mile per hour winds for most cases. So any rotation down here has just gone right over the radar site. We, again, just have no view of it. It was pretty strong right before going over the radar site. If there were a tornado, it'd be like right here on the south side of the Mobile Regional Airport. The National Weather Service office is in this area too, so maybe they can see it. I don't think they're going outside probably, but they might be hunkering down and sheltering. It is a possibility since they are directly next to the radar site here. Here comes our next radar scan. Once again, if you guys have friends or family in Mobile or anywhere in these pink polygons, make sure that they are in their safe place. Make sure that they are staying tuned to either our stream or some other stream or feed. And we are providing fully commercial-free coverage on YouTube. It's completely free. Just got to go on YouTube and find us. That's it. So if you have friends or family in this area, please make sure they're aware of this. It's nighttime. It's almost 12:30. Sometimes people don't wake up even if their phone has a tornado alert go off. Does not always go off. Especially if they're on do not disturb or something along those lines. In case there is a tornado, please make sure people are aware of this. We, again, do not know if there's one west of Mobile. It'd be right over the radar site. Further north of the radar site, there is still an area of rotation that has not tightened since being over Lot on Industrial Parkway. When it was over Lot, we think there was a tornado. Now it is an area of rotation. It's not strong. It's kind of in the medium sector. If we put it on our velocity scale, it's about a 5 out of 10 or so. So it's moderate rotation right now over Spanish Trace. It's basically going directly up Interstate 65, going towards the Upper Delta Wildlife Management Area. So again, we need to be in our safe places if we're in this area here. We obviously have to be anywhere in the pink polygon, but definitely that area because there's still a moderate area of rotation there. Real quickly, back over to Montgomery, south of Birmingham. We have been watching this area of storms here producing damaging winds. There is some broad rotation on this too. Right here near Mulberry, going directly towards Rockford, we're still watching a broad area of rotation. North of Pine Level, going towards US Highway 231. Is not tornado warned, but you should still be staying away from windows. I believe we have an update. I'm not sure. Somebody just said in the chat that apparently the National Weather Service of Mobile sheltered and warnings are now from the National Weather Service of Tallahassee. I have not seen that yet, but that might be true. I would not be surprised if that's true either. I wouldn't be surprised if they handed it off to a different, National Weather Service office, especially when there's literally a potential tornado right over their office right now. No sirens in Baldwin. Guys, if you're not hearing, never rely on tornado sirens. All right. Tornado sirens may or may not go off. They don't always go off. There's no reason to try to rely on them. You need to be relying on a weather radio, your phone to give you notifications, or Max Alert. Like one of those three things. There's other ways too, but those are the main ways. And if you don't have any of those three ways, then you need to get them in your toolkit for weather, because they are all three of those are helpful. Tornado sirens, again, do go off sometimes. They don't always go off, though. That should be literally your last thing you think about is tornado sirens. All right, latest radar scan. Still have rotation right now coming up on Satsuma, coming up on Cox Beach in Pennsylvania near Creola. There's another little area of rotation that might be developing here near the University of Mobile. That's a different area. And then the storm that went right over the radar site, the hook echo would be right here over the southwest side of the University of South Alabama. There's also really low precip hooks down here. There could be rotation here south of the radar site. This is interesting. This is south of Mobile. This has come to live over the last couple scans, and it's really low precip, but there could be rotation. These are definitely both rotating. So watch out if you're south of Mobile, near Belafonte, Sunny Cove, South Orchard, St. Elmo, just east of Grand Bay even. Got a couple areas of rotation trying to come together right there. Another radar scan in a moment. We still have, once again, 2 tornado warnings. Both of them are in Mobile. South Alabama students are on spring break. Good to know. So most students are probably not there right now. Hey, GRT for the PayPal donation saying, thanks for all you do. I appreciate that. How much does it take to knock out a radar site? Usually at least 80-mile-per-hour winds and typically a tornado. One of the two. But again, wind is usually not something that knocks it out directly. It's not usually at least 80-mile-per-hour winds. It would usually be more intense than that, and there usually has to be some sort of debris involved. Radar sites are pretty powerful. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a tornado warning down here to the south near Grand Bay. See what the velocities look like in a second. The radar just updated. So we'll see what the velocities look like in just a moment. Somebody just said in the chat, I'm 5 minutes from the Mobile airport, listening out the back door in case we need to take cover fast. I would not, unless you're like south of the airport, not in the warning. I guess that's okay. But like if you're inside the tornado warning, I would not be risking it. It is nighttime. We could have a tornado basically at any moment, anywhere. Flying debris could catch you off guard. I do not recommend trying to listen for a tornado. It's kind of honestly one of the worst ideas. All right, there is an area of rotation going towards St. Elmo. I mean, that could honestly be tornadic. Small little hook. Trying to get another radar view of this on my phone here. This is pretty much, again, it's a very low precip area of rotation north of Grand Bay. There's another one right here. These are like tiny little baby hooks. You can see them. That's one right there. Really, one right there. These are super low precip areas of rotation. That area of rotation that's gone over the radar site, we should be able to see again in a moment. So if there is any tornado risk right now for downtown Mobile with this area of storms, we should know in the next like 5 minutes because that area of rotation is going right over the radar site. It's almost fully over it now. Rotation near Satsuma has gotten broader over the latest scan. Yeah, these two areas are interesting. I'm very curious to see how that all pans out. These are super low precip areas of rotation right there. Somebody just said in the chat, tornado will find you before you find it. At nighttime, yes. If it's daytime, it's photogenic and you're a storm chaser, not necessarily true. All right, we'll have another radar scan in a second. We are getting winter storm watches and warnings right now. Tomorrow's video is going to talk about a winter storm upcoming. Off topic, but big winter storm coming early next week. Waiting for radar to update. Velocity should update in a second. Max Velocity, you're the only one that my family trusts. Appreciate that. I'm glad that you trust me. Satsuma, that's where my family is. We do have a tornado warning for that. The rotation's a little bit broader on this latest scan. I'm not seeing as much near Satsuma. This here is the area of rotation going towards Mobile. We can see it now. There is rotation. All right, that's a hook. It might not look very definitive, but that's a hook echo. That is rotation right now south of Pinehurst. We do not know if there's a tornado, but if there's a tornado, it's over the south side of Pinehurst right now, going directly into the downtown area of Mobile. And further down to the south, we have a couple other areas of rotation still near Fernland and St. Elmo. None of those are tornado warned, but we're watching those too for a potential tornado risk. There is rotation though. Once again, that's right over Pinehurst right now. And that's going to be moving into the estates at Lafayette Square, Bridlewood, going over US Highway 90, and eventually approaching the actual downtown area of Mobile. This is just about 1.5 miles south of the Mobile Museum of Art and about 1 mile south of the Country Club Village. Again, even if I'm saying it's 1 mile south of you, east of you, whatever, you should need to be in your safe place still. As long as you're in the pink polygon, you should be in your safe place. The only exception really at this point would be over here near Sims, but even then, I would still be hunkering down here for the next few minutes, even over there. We have a new radar scan coming in right now. We'll see what this area rotation looks like west of Mobile. But this storm's been rotating probably all the way through the Mobile radar site. This is officially our only active tornado warning, which again would be for Mobile. Here's the latest scan. I'm not seeing anything definitive. That right there is, again, the hook over the south side of Pinehurst. So if we had a tornado be located right there, there's still an area of rotation over I-10 that is going in the direction of the Mobile Bay here soon. Everything, for the most part, off to the north of Mobile has gotten more broad. It's much more of a wind threat right now. But we have really 3 different hooks that we're looking at. These are the 3 areas of rotation. They're all pretty low precip, but those are the 3 areas of rotation that we're looking at right now. Unfortunately, the radar site is just so close to all this, it's just possible to tell the intensity of these areas of rotation. Everything off to the northeast, though, is much broader, which is definitely a good sign for those storms. These ones, though, these 3 right here are still concerning. Thank you, John, for the super chat. Will your weather website become an app? Maybe. We'll see. Will these cause water spouts? They could. Over Mobile Bay, it is possible we could see a couple of water spouts. Waiting for another radar scan. Actually, must be so tired. It's fine. We got a couple days to rest before our next severe weather event on Sunday. I think we'll be live on Sunday too with severe weather coverage. We will have potentially another outbreak of severe weather on Sunday. Might be an active day. Did I get my steak? I went to Outback. I got a bloomin' chicken dish instead of a steak. I was going to get a steak, but I didn't. Mostly because of the fact that all of a sudden, and again, I told this story a couple times already, but for those that are just tuning in, we would have gone live for that PDS tornado warning in Louisiana if I was here. I literally was already 20 minutes away. I was already sat down. I already ordered my food. Like, there's no way I'm just going to walk out of the restaurant literally while I have food coming and all this other stuff. That would just be crazy. So it was kind of sucky timing, but yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I probably should have just stayed here in case something happened. I needed food no matter what, though. I was hungry. Like that. I mean, I've been so much more energized ever since eating. Just had somebody comments that they got a warning call from me in Mobile. Hopefully Max Alert doesn't call you, but if it does, you know it's business. There was a PDS. There was. It was, in my opinion, the PDS warning they got issued was not very good. I thought it did not meet PDS criteria. With that said, it was still probably a quick, strong tornado that happened. It was over near Mite City. It was very quick. We had a few quick tornadoes in Louisiana, and one of them was PDS. Real quickly, north of Montgomery, Alabama, we still have a damaging wind threat here. A little bit of rotation currently near Rockford, moving towards Hyssop, Ray, and Alexander City. Good water's also in the path of that. Latest scan's actually gotten a little bit more tight. On the velocity scale, this is not ranking very high on the velocity scale in terms of rotation, but it's about a 6 out of 10. So we got a medium area of rotation right now going towards Rockford and Hyssop. Again, there is a tornado possible tag on the severe warning north of Montgomery, south of Birmingham. Almost everything between Montgomery and Monroeville is just wind. And then down here near Mobile, we still have an ongoing tornado risk. A little broad area of rotation right now, just south of Interstate 65. That's moving towards Bay Minette. And then over Mobile, that area of rotation's weakened. I'm not seeing it anymore really pop up on radar. And then there's still an area of rotation south of Interstate 10 outside of our tornado warning. But we're right over the radar site still, so I don't see anything definitively going to Mobile. I think this is more of a wind threat again. This might have become outflow dominant as it went over the radar site. Which obviously would be good news. That would mean the tornado risk is lower. Real quickly, we do have a new SPC outlook from the Storm Prediction Center for tomorrow, which we do not actually have yet. Has not fully updated. There is a marginal risk of severe weather tomorrow. We don't have it yet. I'll show you guys in a second once it comes in. It does pertain to the southeast, including Florida, Georgia, Alabama, and the Carolinas. Hey, DJ, for the super chat. What is a mesoscale discussion? The mesoscale discussion it's basically like a short-term forecast from the Storm Prediction Center, mostly for severe weather, but sometimes for snow. Well, this is interesting. So our tornado risk, we do have a tornado risk tomorrow. So again, the Storm Prediction Center issued a marginal threat of severe weather across the southeast. All right, this is for technically today now, Thursday, but this is for this morning. So Florida back into the Carolinas. There is a SIG tornado risk. There's a SIG 1 tornado threat, meaning an isolated strong tornado is possible in Tallahassee back into southern Georgia. We just asked in the chat, who pays the chasers? That would be me. Honestly, I mean, like I do pay, like all of our chasers are paid by me and whatnot, but we also have, you know, a lot of you guys are the reason why we even have the chasers we have. We would not be able to have all the chasers we have with all you guys because, again, it's not cheap having an entire operation like we have. It's literally a weather network at this point. So without all of you guys, we would not have the large chaser network that we have. I mean, we're well over 2 or 3 dozen chasers now that we have for this severe weather season. Went from 5 to 1 tornado warnings. It's about to probably go down to 0. I don't see a whole lot of rotation in Mobile. I would stay tuned if you're in Mobile, but these storms have definitely gotten pretty disorganized. As long as there's a tornado warning again, I would stay tuned. It lasts 22 more minutes, but they'll probably cancel it before then. Max, you are the Weather Channel 3.0. I want to make something better than literally anything that anybody's done. Like that, my goal this year is to literally make this channel the best coverage that you can find. That's literally my goal. And there's so many things we have to do to accomplish that, but you know, I think we're on the path for that. We have a lot of stuff that we're doing right now. A lot. Hey, Physics for the $10 super chat. How am I looking in Wallsboro, Alabama tonight? That is Wallsboro right there. Damaging winds right now in the next like half hour. That's really about it. Maybe an isolated brief tornado, but I think the wind is the main concern there. Hey, Wesley, for becoming a member. We still have a broad area of rotation near Rockford and a little bit of one right now west of 231. South of Rockford, 2 different areas. Nothing too intense right now. There's a bunch of wind here in Mobile. Definitely some damaging winds. Hey, Wesley, for becoming a member. Staying up for 24 hours? I am not. Hey, Bucks for the $10 super chat. Love the streams. Keep it up. Appreciate that. I trust Max won't get an AI bot. I don't plan on that. We are going to be making well, actually, I'm keeping everything down on the low. We have a lot of things coming. I'm keeping everything on the low, though. Thanks, Slayer, for becoming a member. There are so many projects. I can't talk about any of them, but there's a lot of projects that we have in the works right now, like that are going to make our channel probably in about a month or two. Like, just there's going to be so many things. So, keeping everything on the down low, though. Is there a new merch drop on the works? There might be, but that is not anything that's big. I mean, I'm talking about like things that actually improve our coverages and streams and stuff like that. Like, we have a lot of stuff coming. I low-key want to. I want to get somebody like I want to get an actual meteorologist, like another meteorologist on top of me, like on these streams and stuff. Like, you know, Riley's here too. He does the weather relays and stuff. What if we got another person? Like, we got 2 or 3 people doing different things. They for the super chat, open for some good sleeping weather, no tornadoes and Daphne soon. Yeah, you guys got about another 45 minutes until we're kind of a clear state of mind when it comes to tornadoes and stuff like that. They have canceled the tornado warning for Mobile, so we no longer have any tornado warnings. We need new Riley drawing merch. We're going to get some of that here soon. Yeah, there's no longer a tornado warning for Mobile. The warnings are glitching. They water for the super chat. How's Montgomery, Alabama? We got strong storms coming in. Nothing really too tornadic. Looking at gusty winds. Lots of lightning. Could see some damaging wind potential once it gets closer to you. Yeah, no active tornado warnings anymore. Get James Spann on the stream? Yeah, that'd be pretty funny if we got James Spann. Now, I don't know. I want to get like somebody else. I don't know how that would really work, but it'd be cool. I don't know. I got a lot of ideas, but we're also working on a lot of things. Like, it's not just thinking about other people, but also trying to integrate new things into our streams and stuff like that. And again, if you guys haven't already seen, like, we have a brand new website out, maxvelocitywx.com. This is, again, a free tool. We just came out with this literally like yesterday, I think, or 2 days ago. And again, this has a lot of stuff. In case you haven't seen it, we have a lot of things planned for the website in particular. But if you go here, you can get like the nationwide headlines. You can get your local forecast. Like, you can find your local forecast on this website. Doesn't matter where you live. You can get your local forecast. You got the headlines, the 7-day forecast, and the latest videos. You can sign up for Max Alert on here too. If you go to the Your Weather tab and put in your exact location, let's say you're tuning in right now from Mobile, Alabama, right? You're gonna get a 7-day forecast. You're going to get all the active alerts here. Get the active temperature, the dew point, all that stuff, the hourly forecast. And then you have local headlines. This is honestly the coolest thing in my opinion. You get local headlines. So you'll know exactly what's going on in your area for today, the next few days, and what's coming over the next 7 days. You also get a risk score. For every location, there's a risk score. And it's going to be based off the severe weather outlook. It's going to be based off of, rain coming, whatever it is. And that risk score is on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 meaning it's quiet, very quiet. 10 meaning extreme weather's happening. You need to be like super locked in, big outbreak potential. You have a trampoline risk score for every location too. And then there's more forecast breakdown stuff here. There's also a winter weather section, severe weather section with severe weather details here. You can look at the SPC outlook on our website. You can also look at tomorrow's outlook. This is tomorrow's outlook. Again, we have a hatch tornado risk in Tallahassee, Albany, and Valdosta. So, again, a lot of cool stuff. There might be a tornado right now near Bellefontaine. This is south of the radar site. Little area of tightening right there. That is just to the west of Sunny Grove. This is about to go over the Mobile Bay, but possible tornado there near Deerfield Estates, heading towards Sunny Grove or Sunny Cove right now, north of South Orchard. We also have another area of rotation near Bayou La Bartre. So we need to watch that closely. If you guys are down here south of this warning, I'd be probably in your safe place right now. That's near Theodore. It's a low precip area, so it's a little bit hard to tell. Hey, Brandon, for the super chat. Heard you in a Buzz Lightyear costume soon? I do not have. I don't even know where that is. In my closet, I think. Hi. Skirt is here. Thank you, MM, for the $10 super chat. Appreciate the super chat. You want to talk to the stream? No. Not going to talk to the stream. How long has it been since we had a gritty? I have no clue. It has been a long time. Definitely not anytime recently. All right, here's the latest radar scan. Again, we do not have a tornado warning anymore for Mobile. I have no. The warnings have been bugging tonight. I'm not sure why, but there's no tornado warning anymore for Mobile. Thank you, Amax, for the $5 super chat. Thoughts on the Florida Panhandle? Should be mostly damaging winds. Our highest tornado threat will probably be right on the coastline, but we definitely could see a tornado inland. There's still a stronger area of rotation. This is south of or it's right on the cusp here of the severe warning, south of Mobile. But it's about to go over into Mobile Bay, so the odds of this dropping a tornado before going over into Mobile Bay are pretty low. They called for the becoming a member. Welcome to the Velocities. Your cat looks angry. I think she is. She hasn't seen me really all day. The one time was before I went live again, and she was going crazy. She was all around me. Right, Cheese Curd? Cheese Curd. Hi. She's sitting under my desk right now. He's like, why are you still alive? He only replies people who give him money. That is not true. Good try, though. Does your cat have a last name? Curd. It's literally just Cheese Curd. Does Max have a storm shelter? I don't, but I'm in Florida, so I don't really need one, in my opinion. I think I'm all right. Knock on wood. I don't want to jinx myself, but I think I'm all right. What's my sleep schedule like? Don't even ask. That's a terrible question to ask. Hey, you reform for the $10 super chat, and I owe money for the cat's catnip. Thank you. Hey, off for the super chat. Cheese Curd should be your additional meteorologist. Honestly, Cheese Curd could be coming as a meteorologist. We should do it. Aren't you in the hatch risk of severe weather tomorrow? That is disclosed information. Latest scan on this area of rotation, south of Mobile. Still strong enough again for possibly a tornado. No tornado warning on this. It's about to go right over into the Mobile Bay here in just a moment. That actually might be a tornado still. There actually might be an unwarned tornado right now. This is right on Lauderdale Road. Going right into Bellefontaine right now. Possibly an unwarned tornado right there. It's a very low precip area, so I mean, if you are in this area, definitely seek shelter. If you're tuning in from Bellefontaine, honestly, a little surprised we do not have a at least, and there is a 60-mile-per-hour wind warning here, but it's a very low precip area. That's the only thing. But I think that could be a tornado right there. I've had many instances like this where it's a near tornado. Back over near Montgomery. We still have a pretty significant wind threat going on right now, 60-mile-per-hour winds. We've had some broad rotation, still a little bit of broad rotation near Rockford. Nothing that's produced a tornado yet, but still trying, still rotating, going towards our town in Alexander City. And Grimmy for the sewer shelf felt generous. Tell Cheese Crit I said hi. There you go, just said it. Comes a new radar scan. Not as strong on this latest scan. I think we may have just had a tornado, though. Still a little CC drop. So we may have just had a tornado on the west side of Bellefontaine. Fortunately, it's a fairly rural area here south of Mobile, but maybe just had a brief tornado. It will be interesting to see tomorrow how many of these are actually tornadoes, because there were so many different spots that we had of at least rotation and maybe tornadoes. Time will I wake up tomorrow? Great question. We're going to have a video tomorrow morning, though, bright and early. We'll have a big video tomorrow. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Click the bell icon so you're notified with the latest updates. We will have a pretty big video tomorrow morning talking all about the upcoming winter storm and severe weather combo. Could have upwards of 40 inches of snow in Wisconsin and Michigan, and we could also have a significant severe weather day Sunday and Monday, anywhere from Texas to the Ohio Valley and the Great Lakes, all the way into the Northeast. How far in advance do you make your videos? Not very. Most of them are posted within like 2 hours of making them, 3 hours of making them. Usually sooner than that, though. Hey, Guy, for the super chat. Honestly, Boaz, Alabama, let me check. Honestly, most of our, I honestly want to get to the point, like, yeah, if you're in Boaz, you're fine. I want to get to the point where we can do like 2 videos a day on any day, but at the same time, I think most people just want to watch one forecast a day. We only do 2 videos a day if the weather is actually active. I wish I could do 2 a day, though. I've also been considering putting up on our second channel, More Max Velocity, some videos. I'm going to be uploading a video to our More Max Velocity channel tomorrow about the tornado that happened, the tornado emergency. More of just the replay of it more than anything. I do have a question, though. Do you guys think this... Do you like this format?
Really bad.
Let me show you guys. This is going to come out tomorrow. Do you guys like this format? With the chat and the stream on the screen. This is the tornado emergency from yesterday. For a video, like, does this look... Do you not like this? Do you like this? Or would you rather have the whole screen full screened? Like, do you like this? Just let me know if you like this in the chat. Or would you rather have it full screened? I think the chat reaction is a little bit interesting. Full screen is better. A lot of people are saying full screen. So no chat is what everybody's saying. Just want to confirm. Nobody wants to chat on the video. No need for chat. All right. Got it. Noted. Got it. All right. We will fix that. Good thing I asked, because I was kind of questioning it too. We might get a tornado warning near the Daphne area here soon once this area of rotation goes over Mobile Bay. That rotation's come together over the last couple minutes. Could have a water spout, little fishnado south of Mobile. What's the second channel? It's More Max Velocity. Once this stream is over, which I don't know when it will be, but whenever the stream's over, you'll be redirected to the second channel anyway. Which is, again, More Max Velocity. We have a 24/7 stream on there. Got a tornado watch until 7 a.m. I think it goes until 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. Goes for a while. Currently have a fishnado south of the Mobile International Airport. Is moving directly towards Daphne. Of another radar scan in a moment. I wonder if the other side of the bay will see falling fish. Never know. Happy birthday. It is not my birthday. Wind is pretty strong over here at the city of Fairhope. Here, Cam. See the American flag whipping. It was right over the water. Wind is pretty strong. Hey, Marley, for the super chat, need a channel less max velocity, and it's your cat. It's a decent idea. Maybe. I think we're sticking with 2 channels for now, though. You have a new severe thunderstorm warning near Alexander. That is for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. There's a little bit of rotation near Cottage Grove. That is moving to the northeast right now. Keep an eye on that. That's going towards Ray and Alexander City. Generally speaking, though, the rest of the night, again, today or tonight, will mostly be damaging winds. There is a low chance, again, for an isolated tornado. I do really recommend just having ways to receive alerts and have a tornado action plan. And check out maxalert.net. You can get a personal phone call from me if you're under any sort of significant severe warning or tornado warning. That rotation over Mobile, or just south of Mobile now, over the Mobile Bay has gotten a little bit broader. But tornado risk is possible for Daphne. So just stay weather aware and have ways to receive warnings. And also thank you, McCall, for the super chat. We also just got a new warning for Evergreen, Bruton, near Monroeville, near Interstate 65. That is for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. Any thoughts for Macon and Gray, Georgia later? I would say it's mostly going to be isolated damaging winds. Very low tornado risk, in my opinion. But all right, we're going to go ahead and wind down the stream. We've been live for well over 10 hours today. Again, we're down to no tornado warnings, and honestly, I need sleep. We have a video coming out early tomorrow morning. Again, we're going to we'll have our 24/7 live weather stream up. So stay tuned on this channel. You'll be redirected automatically to our 24/7 live weather stream. It has live weather cameras, has live radar, weather alerts, all that good stuff. So stay on the stream. You'll be redirected to our other channel. If you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe, click the bell icon so you're notified with the latest updates. Make sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter at MaxVelocityWX, and you can also join our Discord server. Link is down below, and make sure to check out Max Alert, maxalert.net, if you want to get weather alerts overnight tonight or any night of any week. Check out maxalert.net. And yeah, thank you guys all again so much for watching. We'll have a video early tomorrow morning. Next stream will probably be Sunday, so stay tuned, and we'll see you guys all again in the next one. Have a great night, and we'll see you later.